Bob Marley had a middle finger ring, famously.
Yeah.
Who?
Bob Marley.
Oh.
Robert Marley.
Got it.
I like the Robert Marley. That's fun.
So I'm just like him.
You're just like Robert Marley. You're just like Bob Marley.
Episode title. Hello, everybody. How not you, everybody. Everybody, all the imaginary people. This is another episode of whatever the fuck we're going to call this podcast. Right now it's just called Casey Comedians Podcast. That's horrible, isn't it?
I think that's a pretty good one.
But yeah, exactly. It's problematic for multiple reasons. But welcome to it. You're all problematic by extension for patronizing this mess, and so are you guys for enabling this mess. The criminals that you're observing are we have Maggie Harris in the room in the studio. Welcome. Do you have anything to say to the people in their cars or at home right off the bat? No pressure.
I am not a comedian.
Yes, you are. Nope, wrong one. Hang on.
Oh.
Nope. Hang on. I'm gonna have you repeat yourself. I'm gonna memorize this soundboard. Eventually. Say you're not a comedian again.
I am not a comedian.
See, but you are a comedian because you just told a joke and people laughed at it. And there was a rim shot, which means that it was a real joke, which makes you a comedian because you're a person who tells jokes.
Okay, wow. Well, I take it back.
There it is. We solved it, guys. So we
Next
have
person.
Maggie Harris, local comedian. We have Alena Ivanov.
Yeah.
Comedian, artist, filmmaker, everything. Russian novelist, and
I'm none of those things. Maybe one.
You're many of those things.
Sure. I'm a little bit of all of those things.
There it is. And this soundboard sounded like a good idea in theory.
I think it is.
In the beginning. I think it is too. I think I just need someone else to be running it.
Just label it.
Listen,
that's an option.
I've had this conversation before with other guests on the podcast. The problem with labeling the buttons is that the same buttons run multiple folders of theoretical sound effects. So if I switch a folder of sound effects, they're tied to the same buttons, which are all labeled as the last sound effects. Yeah, exactly. But and we have Kyle Cumberland, who I'm not giving an applause track because I forgot to give the last comedian an applause track, and it's going to seem like I'm singling out that one comedian who didn't get the applause track if I give him an applause track. So that's what you get, Kyle. Do you want to? do you or Elina, because I'm forgetting things, have anything to say to the imaginary people in their imaginary cars traveling to imaginary bars to drink to deal with me talking into the mic right now?
No.
Okay, well that's good. We're off to a great start, everybody. And we've theoretically started, unless people say I don't like that start.
I'm having a lot of fun.
Perfect. That's the opposite of that being said, so it wasn't said, except in theory. And now we have the dead air. This is fine. So we have the. Does anybody want something to eat? Does anybody want to go straight to questions, or anybody have anything any topics they had in mind? Did you see anything weird in the news this week? Or you?
I have two questions.
Cool. Let's go.
What is Snapchat Plus, and why is it $2? Why is it only $2?
Well, it's only $2 because Snapchat is marketed to teenagers, and they need to be able to. It's a lot easier to convince a bunch of teenagers to convince their parents to pay $2 for something than it is to convince a bunch of 30-year-olds to pay $6 for something, right? Probably. And then what Snapchat Plus does is it lets you customize backgrounds of chats. It lets you see more details about who has viewed your story and how many times. And it allows you to do other things that, I don't know, man.
Oh, I thought you knew a lot based on how that started.
I did the one time that I decided to hear out an ad for a Snapchat Plus. And most of those neurons have degraded over the last 6 months. You know anything about Snapchat Plus, Kyle?
No. Is it a subscription thing or is it a...
It's every month, yeah. Everything's a subscription.
Oh, man. Don't get me started.
By the way, subscribe to this channel, folks. It's $2.99 a month. No.
This is actually a Patreon episode.
Yeah. That'll That'll be the day.
It's not a Patreon episode.
Do you use Snapchat, Kyle?
I do.
Okay.
I use it to talk mainly to Maxwell Peterson because he is one of the few people who still uses it.
Little known fact, Max Peterson is 14.
Oh, well, add that to a list of indictments I will receive in the future. Oh my goodness, Max Peterson. He's a cute boy.
It's true. Come on, yeah. We're building out. Oh yeah. It doesn't matter. Table talk is what that counts as, which is or metagaming. D&D at all, Kyle? No. An alarming number of the questions that I ask you are answered with a no. I need to figure out more yes-centric questions to ask you.
Is the D&D question break the camel's back, dude?
No. What camel? How many? There aren't a lot of camels in D&D.
I have always wanted to do D&D, but
Yeah?
I just make a character and leave the campaign. So that's
call
what I've
this
done every
podcast.
That's
time.
what
Yeah.
most people do
Yeah.
that play D&D. We could do D&D on it.
Just call it Dungeons and Dragons.
No, why?
I
I'd
don't
get
get
sued
why
by Wizards of the
Casey
Coast.
Comedians is a bad name.
I'd get sued by Wizards of the Coast if I called it D&D podcast, probably.
We have to be playing D&D.
Also true.
For it, yeah.
Which would also get us sued because more and more copyrighted material per square inch of footage.
I'll turn.
Yeah. We're sponsored this week by Yingling
It's
Light
the
Lager.
oldest brewery in America.
America's oldest brewery. It does say that.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah, it's
Yingling.
supplied by Maggie Harris tonight. Everybody go buy it. Hey, Kyle. We've arranged the cards this week into categories. You know how they're like color-coded?
Yes, they are.
So each pile is individually shuffled, but if you'd like to choose a category of card to be asked, we have controversial questions, sad questions, personal questions, intellectual questions, and romantic questions. Which one do you want?
You can just do a random one. Also, did you make these cards? Is this like a game you buy online?
This is a game that you buy online. Everybody can go to askhole.io and get your own copy of
.io,
Askhole.
huh?
Yeah, it's an indie card game. Okay, it's niche. It's niche. It's underground.
What is the .io? Because the .io I've only ever heard.
web.
I remember playing like a bunch of games online that were .io.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably just a different type of. I don't know. It's kind. Nope.
I've stumped
I don't
them
know things.
already.
Yeah.
Taylor.
Already stumped.
.io. Get it together, man.
So since Kyle's abdicated responsibility, but I'm not going to have the capacity to just truly randomly select
Alright,
a category.
yellow.
Hey, Maggie. Okay, fine. I was going to have
I
you
would
choose
have
the
the
category.
capacity?
Yeah. No, I don't think that you would have the capacity to randomly select, but I'd be able to just tell you to
Pawn
pick
it
a
off.
category. But he said yes. Hey, Kyle, what are the signs that someone understands you uniquely?
This is such a good podcast. Signs that someone understands
Sounded
me
sarcastic, Kyle.
uniquely. I tell you what. No, because I get on this podcast. This happened the last time. I feel mentally challenged when I'm on this podcast. Because it's like, yeah, I don't know. Whenever someone... You know when you're talking to someone... For example...
Let's go.
For example, when you're ranting with someone and they finish your sentence kinda, or they just they just say what you need to hear.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's when I feel
Okay.
very understood. I don't know if it's unique to me or whatever, but maybe just someone who gets what I'm talking about. I don't know.
Yeah.
So you're saying Taylor understands you uniquely?
Where did you have you ever heard me finish
gonna have
a
to-
sentence of Kyle's? That's
I thought that was a thing that you did.
no, I just talk over him.
Oh.
I'm not finishing a sentence that he's saying. I'm just going off on a separate tangent in the middle of his tangent, and he is very polite, and he just nods along and is like, "Yeah, like that," because he doesn't consider it worth the effort that it would take to get me back on track, and he's willing to just jump onto the track that I just derailed towards.
I'm on the same page.
because he's a good person.
Or I'm a pushover. You decide at home.
You decide. Like comment below or email us at prettygoodenough@gmail.com with your opinions of Kyle
Is that the
Cumberland.
name now?
No, that's the Gmail for the for the YouTube channel, which is Pretty Good Enough Studios.
Okay.
And so the
I feel like
Casey
we have
Comedians
3
podcast
names
is
for this
the
podcast.
well. Listen, I didn't say it was a good show. I didn't say it was an easy to find show. I didn't say it was a brandable show.
But it's a show, gosh darn it.
Yep. It gets shown. Okay, Maggie, what category of card would you like? Sad, personal, controversial, intellectual, or romantic?
Good God. Sad.
Okay. What difficult or painful experience would you recommend to everyone?
Ooh. Oh, I know exactly what I want. Okay,
Nice.
so I went into a steam room at a spa. It was like so hot, and I've never experienced anything like so, I want to say degrading.
Degrading how? What do you mean by that?
Like, I felt like I was a piece of sand that was like getting stepped on, or like I was being choked, or like I was in the Hunger Games and we were in Hunger Games 2, like that clock where the poisonous gas gets to you. It felt like that. But I just kept saying to myself, I can do hard things. I can do hard things. And I think I came out a better person because of it.
Interesting.
So
It sounds like almost a spiritual experience.
Yeah.
it was. I think I saw God, and I'd recommend that to everyone. Thank you.
Nice. Nice. That's pretty good. Alena, what category of card would you like?
I'll try. Can you just pick, or I'll try intellectual, or I'll
Intellectual?
try
That
sad?
works. You can make a designer baby. Would you rather optimize it primarily for intelligence or happiness/optimism?
Well, I would rather not do that because it's ethically wrong from the beginning to make a designer baby. I don't know what kind of genes I'll be picking from my designer baby, or what kind of genes I'll be deciding to
Levi's.
to just like cut out of the genome without care toward the future evolutions of peoples. I can't make a designer baby, but is it intelligence or happiness?
Yeah.
I'd make it happy.
You'd make it happy?
Yeah, who wants to be intelligent when you can be happy?
So you would trim out pieces of the genome that code for intelligence?
Yeah, I would get rid of
allocate the
anything for
points.
intelligence and replace it with happiness.
For a second there, I was like, "Wow, Elina really is like above this game." And then, and then you answered the question.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
That was a good answer. That was a good answer.
It was a fun answer. It's it's in the minority of the answers. Most people go for intelligence so far. I think we're like, in my experience playing the game, it's like 8 people for intelligence to 3 people for happiness at this point. It's interesting. It's strange.
Your turn, Taylor. Pick a card.
Ooh, Taylor.
What
Someone else
category?
should pick the category.
What category will you pick? Nice. I don't know what the colors mean.
I'm gonna outsource to democracy so that nothing gets done.
This is, I don't
What's
know.
your card?
Controversial card. Kyle, read it out.
Here we go again. Is incest wrong?
I'm sorry, I laughed so hard because there was a 40-minute diversion on Kyle's last episode because of this card. Do you want me to give you a different blue card?
It's your card, buddy.
Well, do you want a different blue card to be read?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Because I already know your answer. But you know what? Let's.
Okay.
It's a different podcast. We'll do it.
Let's do it.
Is incest wrong, and should it be legalized? Taylor Schwilling, 45 seconds on the clock.
45 seconds on the clock. Okay, I'll do the short version, and I'll just say yes and yes. It's wrong. It should be illegal.
That's
and
weird.
I'll put an asterisk
Because
on the
on my
thing,
podcast,
and we can
you did
choose
not
not
answer
to.
it that way.
I didn't. I said that. Well, okay. Now I'll give the long version because you said to give the short version, kind of, and now we're
what changed?
and now we're here.
Because in my
Nothing
podcast,
changed. I have the same opinions. But if you recall, okay. So last time this card came up, I said. In most to all cases of incest in the real world, there are multiple immoral actions being taken. However, the incest itself is not part of what makes those actions illegal. Not illegal, immoral. Because in most cases of incest, what we're really saying is abuse is wrong, not incest. It's not wrong for family members to have sex with each other. It's wrong for a family member to sexually abuse another family member. If you could prove theoretically that no kind of abuse was happening, but it's still technically incest that's happening. However, if all parties are using protection, if perfect consent is happening, if everyone's okay with everything, theoretically, there's no immoral action taking place. However, in the real world, what you generally see in cases of incest is cases of abuse. And so, yes, we should just, short answer, wrong, illegal, blah.
But
Well
you don't think
said.
it's immoral?
The incest itself, no. What is immoral about just incest? Or we can move on to another card and it'll be your turn.
I don't know, man. I've actually thought about this like after the pod. that we
Yeah.
did. Yeah. Here's the deal. Part of me wants to agree with you, but a much bigger part of me does not want to give you the satisfaction of thinking you changed my mind.
There's a strong human disgust reflex towards it, and that's completely valid and human.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything?
That's David Hume's approach to ethical questions is if you feel disgusted by something, then it's morally wrong, and you do the logic part of it afterwards. So you could take a Humean approach to the question and say, well, if I feel disgusted by something, it's morally wrong. The logic is extra shit that you throw on.
Yeah, but isn't that how we get
morals aren't
racism?
always human.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
feel like,
that's true, too.
Yeah, morals have to be thought of through logic
Why?
because humanity gets in the way,
Okay.
like animalism. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Like the logic part of it that's attached to it when we have the conversations is necessary because humans are still animals, and so we still have like primitivism
Yeah.
associated with what we're discussing on an ethical level. If we don't do logic,
Yeah.
We solved it, guys. Let's
I'm sorry.
Incest is wrong in most cases.
asterisk. Yes. Yeah. Anytime that it actually happens, I will bet that like 100%
Yeah.
of those cases,
But
shit's fucked.
theoretically-
It's just not the incest that is wrong. There's just plenty of
I
other
am a
wrong shit
dry
happening.
loser. I'm so sorry. There's
What?
dryness, and I'm sorry.
Not at all. Don't be sorry. Don't apologize for existing in the way that you exist. The way that you exist is brilliant.
You want another beer?
Yes.
Yes. Kyle, what type of card would you like?
Do the red.
Red? Here we go. Thank you.
On a separate note, what is the red category?
The red category is romantic questions.
Oh.
Kyle, have you ever dated someone who you felt was below your standards?
Like as a person below my standards, or like attractiveness wise?
Well, now we want to know both.
Taylor, you got me there, buddy. I tell you what, I love playing this game with you. I've only dated one person, and I would say no
Okay.
to both.
Nice.
Is she the standard now?
No.
What was the standard before?
I think
We go from Hume to Freud real fast, guys.
we go from one person I don't know to another person I don't know quite fast. I don't know. I don't think I should have. I don't think I was I don't want to say good enough. I don't think I should have been dating in the first place. I was like 18 when we started. We broke up when I was 19. I think I've changed a lot since then, and I need to continue to change before I date someone again. So
Interesting.
I don't think she's like the standard that I would.
What part of yourself would you most like to change before dating someone again?
There's like a lot of different parts.
What's one that you would say is most important? Specifically to a relationship.
To a relation. Well, I just want to be I want to be a better person.
Okay.
So
That's good.
I think differently about the world than a lot of people do. So like a lot of what needs to change about me, I would say, comes down to my faith. And so that's like a big part of it. But then I also want to like do other things, like I want to be better at stand up.
Nice.
I want to make more money. And those things are less important to the other thing. I want to. So yeah, I mean, there's just a bunch of stuff, but
Nice. That's cool.
Thanks
That's
for
cool.
getting real, Kyle.
I'm trying, dude.
We're doing our best to.
I'm just
to
looking
get
at the
them there.
muffins.
Yeah, have a muffin, dude.
I'm
Have some
good.
muffins. Why are you good? Why are you looking at the muffins, but you feel like you shouldn't have
I feel
a
like
muffin?
I can say what I need to say if I'm looking at the muffins.
Interesting. Gotcha. They're a bit more
They
approachable
don't have eyes.
than a human. Yeah.
And I like that about the muffins.
Kyle, if you could date someone without eyes, would that be appealing?
I don't think so.
Okay. Maggie, what type of card would you like?
I want a white one.
A white one.
What is that?
What was the last thing you cried about, and when was this?
That's a good question. I'm going to say that after all the cards.
Got to eat that mic.
That's a good question.
And you can't cut out the silence if I had to think.
Well, yeah, we can't cut it out. This is an unedited podcast. I can plug Yingling Light Lager again while you think if you'd like us to do an ad break so that you have time. But
I know that I cried recently.
How recently? Measuring in days or weeks?
Days.
Okay.
Oh, I cried 2 days ago because I saw a Snapchat memory 5 years ago today.
That'll get you.
I know. And it was like my first boyfriend / best friend since I was 13, and it just got me that time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a bummer.
Yeah, it's like it's weird how like social media memories will punch you in the pick your part of the body that hurts the most to be punched in based on your own identification and status. But it's kind of like in the same way as like when you wake up from a really good dream that was good for a very specific reason, and then you wake up and you're like, oh fuck, that's not what we're living. This is what we're living now.
Yeah, and I don't delete the memories.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna be there next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would take too much effort. Mostly.
Have you been tempted to? Yeah.
Yeah.
Has there been a time that you've like wanted to and like you've gotten like halfway through the process and then you only stop because you're like, this is tedious?
No, I've never started because I know it's gonna be too tedious.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
How about you, Elina?
Oh, I was gonna say you don't like when you break up, you don't kind of like block or like. And I know it seems like I guess 5 years is a while because it's the first one, but that's what I know. It seems like dramatic, but whenever I do a breakup, I like block on social completely, so I can be like hidden in a little
Forever?
hidey hole of like eternal sunshine.
Forever?
Mind. Maybe not forever.
How
but for a
long?
while. I'm terrible to date, so that's probably.
I don't
Yeah.
believe that. Why?
We just because I don't know, but I do like to hide in a hidey hole, so I don't have to see like pictures of me with the other person. The person doesn't have to see pictures of me.
I can
with
relate to that.
But I guess like 5 years going back to it, I can see how that it would make me cry too.
I don't know. I think that technically that is the better advice. I was listening to a cringely enough, I was listening to a YouTuber who was talking about what you should do because he's getting a divorce and he's a live streamer, and so like his chat was asking him stuff about that, and he was like, he's like in his getting towards his later 30s, and he was like, okay, no memes. One of the best pieces of advice that I could probably give you guys is to, when you go through a breakup, block on everything, yada 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 yada. I know it can sound like you're being petty or that you're being dramatic, but this is going to be one of the best things for both of your mental healths. Who knows who's right, but I think he's probably right, because I know that I have done that and haven't done that, and I think that it's probably usually the healthier thing to do, but it's probably the thing that I do the least, because we're comics. Do you think we're going to be healthy people? That's not why we're unhealthy people. But
After my last breakup, I had to like ask him to block me on everything because I knew that if I did it, I would just unblock him immediately.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, please, like, I don't want any contact, but like, you have to be in charge of this.
Did he do it?
He did for a month.
Did that feel bad?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But it was
Interesting.
better. It was better.
Yeah. Alina, what type of card would you like?
I have yellow.
Yellow? Let's go.
Yeah.
Personal questions. Alrighty, Alina, would you rather double the amount of emotional pain and pleasure you feel on a daily basis, or cut both in half?
I am gonna sound like an asshole, but I just like to cut both in half.
Okay.
But I already seem like.
What's your rationale?
My rationale is it's already doubled, so if I cut it in half, I'm gonna be
Gotcha.
at a normal level.
Are you already on antidepressants?
I am on I'm on lithium, which is like sort of like an antidepressant, works a little bit, but it's still like heavy emotional. Yeah.
Nice. Fair enough. That's a valid answer.
Yeah, that is a great answer.
That's a good answer. Kyle, do you have anything to say about Emotional regulation. What's your secret? You seem like a very stoic type of person. Is that all a facade? Are you secretly like just a tempest in a teapot that is your symmetrical head?
I don't know what the question was, but
If you could double the
double pain, I
or
would probably
half it,
double
pain
it.
and pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd
I'd
double.
double.
Interesting. Is it because it's not like is it? Do you choose to be stoic, or is that like a emergent property of other factors in your life and like the way that you were raised, and you just are this way now, or is that something that you do that you're aware of about yourself that you do lean into? Like I wouldn't want to not be this way if I had the option.
I don't think I'm stoic
Okay.
to begin with.
Okay.
So yeah,
Interesting.
but it's not something that I try to lean into.
Gotcha.
If it feels that way.
Gotcha.
So.
What? Oh wait, no, it would be my card, wouldn't it be? Let's do the blue cards. I'll do blue cards all night.
What's blue
Somebody
again?
read me a blue card. Controversial cards.
Something other than
Somebody's got to pick a blue card. Wow. Thank you, Maggie. I'll let you pick the card that I take next round.
Are there any viewpoints that are so offensive that they deserve to be shut down or suppressed? If so, name the viewpoints. Which ones?
I was just
back to
having a
eugenics.
conversation with Joel Paul last night about free speech, which was interesting. It was interesting. It's interesting talking with someone 10 years older than you about how absolutist we should be about everyone's right to say whatever they like, in the context of whether or not people laugh or cringe at things being said, where like there's the idea of like, oh, whenever I have conversations about free speech, it seems to like devolve into like this weird dichotomy between we think free speech means that everyone should be able to say whatever they like without receiving incredibly negative reactions, instead of just like, no, it just shouldn't be illegal to say anything. But like, yeah, no, absolutely. I think that anyone would agree that there are viewpoints that are that absolutely deserve to be like shamed or reacted negatively toward, no matter who's saying the thing. I don't know. I feel like racism and sexism are easy punching bags to throw in front of that, so that you don't have to get too deep too quickly. If you're like, oh, what things should we shut down if we run into them in the wilds? But yeah, obviously, I think
Trickle down economics.
yeah. People shouldn't be fined. People shouldn't be jailed. But people should absolutely be shamed for certain things that you try to propagate into the collective unconscious. If we care about the health of our collective unconscious, no. Thoughts, feelings? I don't know. Okay, cool. I answered a card.
You're a genius.
No.
Has anyone ever told you that?
Don't tell him that.
Unfortunately,
okay?
yes. And
That's like what his in his
then what
brain, dude.
happens?
There's like a yellow, like that thing at the news, that scrolling.
and then I
thing.
tell them to kill themselves.
That's
That's a weird reaction.
Yeah. It's the quickest path
You wouldn't
towards
say
getting
that
them
to
to
me.
not call me a genius again. I wouldn't.
And
But
so, is that a viewpoint that should be suppressed? Is it dangerous? Is there something so offensive in that it? Because I don't think it should.
I do think that the perception of me as a genius is a viewpoint so offensive that it should be shut down and
Should just
suppressed
be
at every
completely
corner. Yes. Thank you. Kyle, what type of card would you like?
white.
Let's go. Sad card. All right, Kyle. Which have you planned in greater detail? Killing yourself or killing someone else?
You know, this is interesting because I was also at Murph's last night, talking also to Joel Paul.
Ah.
And he said something, and he said, I don't think you're a real adult yet if you don't have a suicide plan. And I said, Joel, what's that? And then he described his plan to kill himself in depth. And then Aura, what's the last name? Williams? McWilliams? McWilliams came up. A very jolly fellow, and Joel asked him, do you have a suicide plan? And he also answered.
Because he's a real
Somewhat of
adult.
Detail. And I have never thought about my suicide.
Okay.
Or killing myself. In fact, I remember I was working at Quick Trip, and I used to work with this guy named Alex Freeman. He's a real cool guy. But like we were talking about like suicide, and he was like telling like how like, oh, he was very depressed or whatever. He thought about it at one point. He was like, what about you? And I was like, I don't think I've ever thought about it. And he was flabbergasted that I had never thought about killing myself. which is interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I've probably thought about killing other people more than I have killing myself. Not a specific person, but in general, have I thought about doing it? Do I think I could get away with it? I've thought about that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Can you? Can you get away with it?
I think I can.
We need to know so that we can hire your services at a later date.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't think it's that hard. Isn't it something? I think in the U.S., 80% of murders go unsolved.
Yes.
I'm not sure if is that a real statistic?
Yep. I don't know if it's 80%. Let's, Onnie, can we get that Googled real quick while we,
Yes. But so you don't even have to be great at murder.
I think that in most cases, it just needs to be someone who you don't have any personal ties to. Because and I don't know that for a fact, but I would postulate that based off of most of the crimes that do get solved, the murder is usually like a family member or a close friend or something like that, or a friend of a friend or a friend of an ex, yada, 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 yada. Lots of spouses, lots of girlfriends, lots of boyfriends.
I'm gonna steal a mic. So in 2021, 51% of homicides were solved, which means only 49% were unsolved.
Nice.
Okay. So it's getting harder. Every year they're getting better at solving these things. My time is running out. I must kill. Last of the chance.
Okay. Maggie, what type of question would you like?
I want a green one. What's that?
If you could, would you wirehead? I hate this card because of the way that it's worded, i.e. hook yourself up to a hypothetical machine that makes you totally and eternally happy and satisfied. So basically the experience machine. Would you want to enter the Matrix?
Oh, fuck.
If you know it's going to work 100%, your physical form is going to stay healthy. You'll be in a vat, but you're fine for the entirety of your life. And the fake life that you do live is the ultimate form of the life that you would want. And
is it eternal?
Totally and eternally, yes.
No.
No?
I do not want to live eternally.
Gotcha. Interesting. Have you ever had a near-death experience? There's no wrong answer to that.
Nah.
Interesting. Okay. Just curious. Elina, what type of card?
Can I have a blue card?
Blue card, yes. All right. We're going to skip that one just for no reason
This is
whatsoever.
very controversial. Very controversial.
It is a very controversial
I forgot
card.
that blue was
If it was
controversial.
anyone else, I would, yeah. Well, not if anyone else. There's a certain category of people. I've had traumatic experiences with that card that are causing me to make directorial notes.
Trauma anybody?
It was that card.
I don't want to trauma anybody.
No, it wasn't that card.
Oh, no.
I don't.
It's a card that you've been asked.
Maybe I
off
don't
camera.
want. Maybe I want a different.
And then your best friend, and then someone that you know that cares
I'm
about
gonna
you
have a
has disliked me ever since that card was
blueberry
asked.
muff.
You know what I'm talking about now. We're gonna ask that right now. No.
I'm sorry.
No, that
I don't
would
know
not
what's
be
going on.
Exactly. Thank you.
I'm
Thank you,
seeing my
co-director.
mom.
Okay, Elina.
I'm the co-director.
If you had to eliminate 1 million people from one ethnicity, which would it be?
I'm Bulgarian.
Nice.
So I'll kill the Bulgarians.
Okay.
Me and the Bulgarians can go under.
1 million Bulgarians.
I don't like answering such a question.
I know,
I'm
yeah.
gonna upset the Bulgarians.
If there's any Bulgarians that listen to this podcast, you can
We
email us
have
at
the fastest declining
prettygoodenough.podcast.
population in the entire world.
So why kill Bulgarians?
Well, because we're already, I guess, not wanting. I don't want to kill anybody. Really, is the end answer. But already, I guess, not wanting to repopulate, not enjoying having children. I guess we can just go out naturally because we're just naturally going out.
As of 2021, there were
Sounds to that.
6.8 million Bulgarians.
28.6.
14 million Jews.
Interesting.
Yeah. Isn't that a lower number than you would think?
Oh no.
Okay. Yeah. Let's
Maybe.
not talk about Jews.
What? Episode title: Let's not talk about Jews. That'll search engine optimize us real fast.
Gonna get you banned.
Hell yeah. We'll just move to Spotify. It'll be fine, guys.
Ooh, she's going for the card.
There
Taylor,
we
you
go.
have no shade.
I have no choice.
Taylor Schwilling. Are
Yes.
yelling fights in relationships more typical and inevitable or terrible and avoidable?
Okay. My main beef with this question is that it presents a false dichotomy. I would answer to this question a flat yes. I think that they are typical. I think that they're inevitable. I think that they're awful, and I think they're avoidable. But they still happen. We're still animals. We have thalamuses that have more access to our thalamus than our cortex does, and I think our amygdala usually get in the way. And anytime that you feel threatened or shamed or frightened by a thing, you're more likely to lash out before your prefrontal cortex can tell you, "Hey, now that's not a good idea." And as soon as you do that, your partner is also going to have an amygdala that has more access to your thalamus and is going to get in the way of your prefrontal cortex when it says, "Hey, now if we escalate, this is going to go nowhere good." And before you know it, you're in a yelling fight, and it is terrible, and it was probably avoidable. However, it is in a certain way due to your brain organelles and their composition according to the laws of evolution from back when we were running from giant cats, inevitable. And
I would
shit's
say
fucked.
that's false.
Yeah?
I think
Let's go.
that may be true for you. But I think that was like a great rationalization for your own experience of relationships.
Have you ever been in a yelling fight in a relationship?
Yes,
Okay.
but
Alena,
I have
you-
also been in a relationship where there were no yelling fights because they were not wired like that.
Can I ask the length of this relationship?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. Okay, Alena, have you ever been in a yelling
That was
fight in a
longer than you
relationship?
expected to be, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I have been in yelling fights in relationships.
Okay.
So, almost every single relationship. I'm not good to date.
There we go. Have you ever been in a yelling fight in a relationship, Kyle?
I've not, but I've only had one
Not.
relationship.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
He's not the type. He's not a yeller.
He's not a
We're
yeller.
yellers. He's not a yeller.
I'm not a yeller. That's an interesting assumption that you made, that I've been the yeller in all of my yelling fights.
Well, I'm saying that because of how fiercely you defended that.
Interesting. Well, then it's a very interesting assumption that I would fiercely defend myself before I would defend my past partners.
Well,
What type of card would you like,
that-
Kyle?
We're sticking right
Sorry,
here.
did Alena have a
that
thing?
your past partners have been
I would say
mentally
that's
ill.
only natural that you would defend yourself in the face of your past partners.
Interesting.
If there was just a trove of all your past partners here, all with shitty things to say about you,
That would be
you would
fun.
have of course be saying only the nicest things about yourself in
How-
response. I never yelled. They yelled. I was just a sweet little boy.
Interesting.
You're
Interesting.
mentally ill. They're
the-
mentally ill. Probably. I think that makes a difference.
I think that of all of the interpersonal relationships, if we discount romantic, I think that I've yelled at 2 people who I've had an interpersonal relationship with in my life. And one of them, I had a romantic relationship outside of the context of that fight. That fight was while we were friends, not while we were dating, and we never had any yelling fights while we were dating.
So sometimes there's some strength, and then when you're at the side of the yelling fight where the person's yelling and you're just quiet and stoic in the corner, you're
Yeah.
almost sitting there like, I think I'm making it worse by being quiet.
That's usually
I
a
don't
conscious
know
choice
why,
of mine.
but it seems like almost shittier than yelling back sometimes.
That's
when
why
you're-
I opt for it. Yeah.
I always win because I'm louder.
Nice. Nice. Have we satisfied your desire to hang out on this topic, Kyle?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, what type of card would you like?
Did I go green last time? Do you remember?
You went white.
Okay, I'll go green this time.
Okay. Do you want to read it?
Are some human lives worth more than others? Answer carefully.
All right, well, here's the deal. Me and Taylor have also talked about this.
We have.
And he brings up an interesting point. Because in the beginning...
Can you eat your mic? I'm so sorry.
When you first answered the question, you were like, well, what makes a human life more valuable than another human life? Which
Yeah.
is a good question. Because isn't the value of human life the fact that you're alive? So yeah, it makes me wonder, but then... Because instant gut reaction is like, well, murderers, their life is less valuable than, like, kids. But why is that? Do our actions determine the value that our life has? And I don't know. My answer to this question is still going to be yes. Some human lives are more valuable than others. And I'm not saying that our actions, that if you murder someone, your life becomes less valuable. But, like, a kid has potential, you know? It, like...
An adult doesn't have potential?
No, it has potential. But let's
less.
say you were given a choice to kill like me or a newborn baby.
Okay.
That newborn baby is healthy. It's 7 days old.
How about an unborn baby?
Okay.
You mean a baby? No, I'm just kidding. No. I think in that hypothetical you would kill me because the baby.
Because I know you.
Maybe. Because I suck. Okay. No, the baby has more potential. So I don't know. Are some human lives more valuable than others? Yes, I say yes. Kill me now.
I'd kill myself.
No,
but
that makes a lot of sense. Like subjectively, absolutely. Like that is true.
I like that answer. I like that you put subjectively first because we'll trick ourselves into thinking that there is some kind of like objective standard of value and like, oh, the baby is more valuable because it has more potential. Does it have more potential? What's the income level of the people that are going to be raising it? How likely is it going to be that it's going to be instilled with values that make it a functioning member of society who's going to have a positive impact on the society around it? How likely? Yada 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 yada. A grown adult who's already been raised to be a functioning member of society theoretically has more likely to bring value to the world than a baby who's going to be raised in a place that only punishes it for good behavior, teaches it to be someone who punishes others for good behavior while enacting bad behavior, yada 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 yada. But if we bring it to subjectivism, it's like, okay, well, there's a baby that I don't know, or you. Which person do I want to kill? Well, I'm probably going to pick you because you are subjectively more valuable to me because you impact my life in a positive way on a daily basis more than this unknown baby, which can sound shitty, but to me, you are more valuable. As long as I don't make any claim about whether you are objectively more valuable than the baby over there, I can with
Who is
less
making
of
us
horrible...
enact all this murder? End it now,
.io.
Thank you for derailing me. That needed to happen.
Sorry.
Alrighty, Maggie, what type of card would you like?
Give me a romance.
Okay, let's go. All right, Maggie, have you ever been in an open or polyamorous relationship? If not, would you consider it?
I've just been dying to talk about my sex life with a microphone. No, I
It could have been an
haven't.
emotionally polyamorous relationship.
And no, I would not consider it.
Interesting. Do you think that polyamorous people are objectively worth less than monogamous people?
No, it's just not for me.
Fair enough. All right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to have an outburst earlier.
No, you're good. That was great. It had comedic value and it had moral value, and you're making the show good. Would you like another? How are you on your drinks?
Can I have another one? Thank
Hell
you
yeah.
so much for these.
I also have
too sweet.
cranberry wine.
There's also seltzers. Are there seltzers, Onnie? There are also seltzers that we've got. That if anyone wants a seltzer, we can call for seltzers. Actually, Onnie, could I get a seltzer? I appreciate you.
Whatever is workable.
What kind?
The seltzers are right there. Any kind. Surprise me.
You're good. Thank you.
All kudos to our production manager, Onnie, for
this?
running craft services and the sign. Thank you. And everything. What color of card would...
A green.
A green. Let's go. What do you think enlightenment is?
Enlightenment, I think, is that feeling. If I look at it from the Eastern perspective, it's the feeling of reaching nirvana, which is an element of shared consciousness. And if I look at it like Far Eastern, enlightenment is something that you have to achieve like through a lens of sobriety. Like it's not like you can take a lot of hallucinogenics and become an enlightened person. You have to meditate for like a dedicated long amount of time, and then eventually reach like a state where you feel like your consciousness is combined with every living human consciousness through that state of sobriety to reach enlightenment. That
You
is
hear
what-
that, mushroom people? You can't just have a shaman-guided trip and say you don't have an ego anymore. Fuck you.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe. I don't know. That sounded pretty good. Maggie, what color of card am I answering?
Yellow.
Yellow? Okay. Who wants to read the card? I don't want it.
Kyle's gonna read it.
Okay, Kyle's going to read it.
If you could have one but not the other, would you
Oh.
rather love someone or be loved by someone? Sorry.
Pause. No. Let's see here. If I could have one but not the other. Jesus Christ. Nah, I'll just steer into the skid. Be loved, probably. Let's, because even if I can't, like, love the person back, I could at least, like, make sure that I'm, not being shitty about the extent to which I exploit that received love.
Have you ever been in that situation though, where like they love you but like you don't feel much for them at all?
Who hasn't?
So, like, that's so fucking awkward.
It is. No, it is. It's unpleasant. It's not great. It's not desirable. That is at that point, at the point that someone becomes aware of that in a relationship, that should be when that person ends the relationship. Like, you don't want to, that there's a moral responsibility on you to make sure that you're not exploiting somebody at that point. Because, like, it's going to be really hard. Theoretically, you could deal in an ethical way with that situation, but realistically, you're probably not going to, and you should just fucking get out of there at that point. Probably.
That's smart.
Hey, Kyle, what kind of card do you want?
Give me blue. It's the only one I haven't done.
Let's go. Do you have any political or social opinions that you're afraid to express to your friends? Question mark.
No.
No?
No.
Nice.
Well, what a dumb question. Obviously, if he's afraid, then he's not going to express them.
Well, do we believe him? Do we think that he's telling you the truth?
No.
It said, read the question again.
Do you have any political or social opinions that you're afraid to express to your friends?
The question, we're talking about friends? Any opinions I would not share with? No, I don't.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, he might be afraid to
He has good
express them to
friends.
us, but like when
No.
he's with his friends, it's
Damn. He's not a woman.
Yeah, it doesn't have to navigate this. Maybe.
Yeah. Navigate the social dynamics of women friendships.
Do you think that there's a... That's interesting. You think that there's a difference between navigating women friendships and navigating male friendships? You think there should be? Interesting.
Impossible.
Do you have any social opinions that you're afraid to express to your friends, Maggie?
Absolutely, I do.
So do I. Okay, what kind of card would you like?
Give me the yellow.
Yellow. All right, personal question. Who in the room do you admire the most? Obviously.
Obviously, Kyle.
There it is. Good job, Kyle.
I admire you for your faith, Kyle. And even though we got into that argument at Friendsgiving, I think that you're a great guy. And I'd really like to hug you sometime if you'd be down for that.
Nice. Kyle, I admire you in spite of your faith. No, I'm kidding. Not about admiring you. Anyways, that was good. Elina, what type of card would you like?
I'll do yellow.
Let's go. What relatively common experience have you never had?
A relatively common experience.
Yes. We're brought to you by Quirk. Oh, you got the... Okay.
What are common experiences?
What's an experience that you imagine most people have had that you have not?
I have never played baseball.
Okay.
Is that a common?
It's a relatively common experience.
Great. That's good. That's good.
Although I've also never played baseball. So.
Is there a reason you haven't played baseball?
We just don't. They're just not a baseball in the family. I've hit a ball with a plastic bat.
It's not the
but
great
I never-
Bulgarian pastime, Maggie. Okay.
What is
Bulgaria?
big?
I'm
Bulgaria?
half from there and half from here. So
But
I
you
go there
didn't
the
live in
summers.
Bulgaria?
I lived there 3 months out of the year every year until I turned 18.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Is it soccer or cricket or what's the big?
Football is huge there, and they really like basketball. Actually, we had some basketball players staying with us when I was in high school.
That's cool.
Eastern European basketball players. Pretty good.
Yeah. Nice.
I shouldn't have said that.
But why shouldn't you have
I
said
don't
that?
know. I thought the ball would roll.
They
Any
are-
social opinions that you're...
Yeah.
Estonia?
Estonia.
Estonia, Bulgaria,
Yep.
Romania? Latvia? Is that Eastern?
Latvia's eastern.
Where's Slovenia mixed in there? Slovenia? That's...
Czech?
Slovenia's up north a little bit
Oh,
more. Czech
okay.
Republic is a cool place. Everywhere has the same buildings. There's concrete cubes. They're really nice.
Nice.
I miss them. I miss
Concrete
the
cubes are a
concrete
vibe.
cubes.
This apartment complex kind of reminded me of a socialist.
Yeah, it has
Interesting.
that
It's
vibe.
the brick.
Yeah.
It's the
very
interior
homey.
brick.
On the outside, though,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Also, yeah.
I like that a lot.
Also the brick.
It's a nice area.
It's fun. Yeah,
It's nice driving and seeing all the cool houses with the Christmas lights.
I have zero complaints that would be valid to air. But
All right.
whose card is it? Why are you my
yours.
production managers
Yes,
scowling
it's
at me?
yours.
Let's democratically choose which type of card that I'm going to answer this time. You all have to agree before I can be interrogated.
Blue.
I saw what you
I'm
did.
good with blue. Blue.
All right.
Okay.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. Good job being the change you want to see in the world, Kyle. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Two-part question. A, is bestiality wrong? And B, are you a vegan?
Well, I'm not a vegan.
Asshole.
Let's see.
This is so. I mean,
When it comes to I'm incredibly
this
looking
is-
for a word between autistic and anal about moral questions. Because here's the thing. In most cases, acts of bestiality are immoral. Conceptually,
Cannot. No, because
this is
animals
wrong.
and humans cannot communicate consent. They can't.
yes, absolutely. However, here's the thing. Okay, Maggie, hang on. Let's say specifically a dolphin starts to sexually solicit a human, and then the human gives consent. If the dolphin is the instigating party, technically, I would say that you could meaningfully say that there was consent that happened there, so long as the human did consent. However, the dolphin would have to be the instigatory participant. You would have to be able to prove that there was no manipulation going on. However, that is a point percent.
Because there is no way.
The LSD trials with dolphins in the 60s were completely immoral and should never have happened in the first place. And it is a good thing that those got shut down. But yeah, in the real world, bestiality is wrong and harmful in almost all cases. And yeah,
Every
obviously
case.
not.
Just say
But
every
also,
case.
that doesn't mean that you're going to be a vegan. What?
Just say every case. In every case.
Sexual intercourse takes communication to be morally all
Also,
right.
a dolphin would never look at a human and be like,
That's not true. There are so many sexual assaults that happen from dolphins onto humans at sea parks where you can swim with dolphins. Dolphins have a
I didn't
horrible track
realize you were an
record
expert on the
of sexually
subject.
assaulting humans.
But do they understand like what they're doing and why?
They are trying to have sex with a human because they want to have sex, and the human is
What is
appealing
the
to them.
goal of the sex, though? Is
The goal
it
of
to
the sex
hurt
is
the
to
human?
have the sex. No, the goal of the
Is
sex
it
is to
to
have sex.
impregnate the
goal of
human?
the sex is to have sex. There's a
How
very,
do you know? You can't communicate with them. You can't know.
However, we have many marine biologists that study the behavior of dolphins and other sea mammals and
What
other
do they
fish.
say?
And they say that the dolphins want to have sex with the humans.
Dolphins are sexually aggressive.
They are sexually aggressive, and they just want to have
That
sex.
doesn't make it okay.
It doesn't make it okay unless the human was into it at the time, in which case you wouldn't be able to prove that it wasn't okay, which is going to make everybody very, very, very uncomfortable, and that's fine and valid. But and we're not gonna say that's a normal person that consents to sex with a dolphin. That's gonna be a little weird. However, is it gonna be immoral to consent to sex with a dolphin?
You're
Most likely not.
It's okay because sometimes people end up in non-consensual sexual relationships with dolphins.
That's not why it's okay. No.
Okay.
Taylor Schwilling wants to have sex with a dolphin.
I don't want to have sex with a dolphin. I would not consent to a dolphin. If a dolphin
that the
tried
title.
to have sex with me, I would leave the wave pool. But that's not where you swim with dolphins. I'd leave the
wave pool.
where they have you swim with dolphins. That's where these things
The
happen
bay.
at like SeaWorld and things.
All right, Kyle. Can I pick your question?
go for it.
I'm ready to move on from that one. I'm gonna pick Robert's.
Me too, man.
Kyle. Is there anything which arouses you that you've never admitted to anybody?
You don't have to name it, but yes or no question.
Hey, don't put that in his head.
I'm lying.
Is there
Don't
anything
worry.
that arouses me that I've never told anyone?
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to me.
No, I don't think so. I would have to consider the list of things that arouse me.
Part B says, what are 3 things that arouse you?
And then she sets the card down face down, and
I don't know. I don't know. I have told. I'm trying to think of a list of things that arouse me.
dolphins.
No.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah, I don't
color
think so.
Statistically,
I know.
probable.
Sorry.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been surprised if one of your college courses was what's the
History
oh,
of
God.
Sexuality. I took that my
There it
last
is.
semester.
There it is.
It was a good class.
I learned a lot. I have the textbook, and sometimes I make people read chapters of it.
Did you know that in the last it's something like 14 years. It's somewhere between 10 and 20 years. When polled, college students, they're shifting. Like 30 years ago, they would say that they're most interested in studying the psychology of sexuality in humans and the neurobiology of sexuality in humans. But over the last, like, between 10 and 20 years, that answer statistic has shifted, and more people are interested in studying depression and the neurobiology and psychology of depression than sexuality in colleges.
I didn't know that. That sounds depressing.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Robert Sapolsky. Come on the show.
I wonder,
Come on, Bob.
why do you think that is?
Because we're all depressed.
Alena, what do you think that is?
I think it's because probably a lot of people get like diagnosed more often with depression than they used to be in the past, and people are more interested in learning how to cure themselves than they are in sexuality. Even though I think sexuality is a beautiful aspect of like how people can cure themselves when they're like healthy in their sexuality when they're dealing with severe depression.
Yeah.
It's sad that people are more interested in what makes them sad than what makes them happy.
Yeah. So true. Maybe there could be like an aspect of like studying depression that has to do with studying sex.
That would be interesting.
Like the history of sex.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Because when I say like sexuality, I don't mean it in like the sexual identity. I mean it in like,
Right.
yeah, sexual acts.
All right. Whose card is it?
This looks so yummy.
It's Maggie's card. Yeah. People. Shout out to our production manager, Onnie, for running craft
Thank you
services
so
and
much,
making
Onnie.
incredible food every week for the
Incredible.
podcast.
Thank you.
Are these are the mini
You were
quiches,
that
I'm
hot
assuming?
girl on Halloween.
Eat them while they're warm.
Gotcha. We should eat these while they're warm. We're being told. Let's.
Kyle, what card am I gonna have?
What's that one?
Personal questions.
And this one.
Sad.
I don't want to go sad. Here we go. Do you have more thoughts or more feelings? This is a two-parter. Do facts care about your fit? No, it's just a one-parter. I made the second part up. Do you have more thoughts or more feelings?
Do your feelings care about the facts? That's what I want to know.
I have more thoughts than feelings. My feelings do not care about the facts. They do not care about the thoughts whatsoever. God,
Nice.
I wish they did.
Nice.
Yeah. And now you all know a little bit more about me that you probably could have guessed just by looking at me.
We're all learning about the Kansas City comedians on the KC Comedians podcast. What?
Can I use the restroom?
You absolutely can use the restroom.
I'm so sorry, but I will be back.
I'm going to use the restroom shortly after
Where
you
is
use
the
the restroom.
restroom?
Don't worry about it. It's back that way to your right.
Don't worry about it. Okay, so now when someone
You
goes-
got to eat that mic. You're starting to
when
drift off your
someone
mic.
goes to the restroom, do we talk about them while they're
No,
gone?
why would we do that? That's
That would
never
be kind
happened
of
in the
like a
history of
fun
the
bit.
show. Would you
It would
like
be
to?
an interesting bit to be put into that. Like as soon as you go to the restroom, you get gossiped about. But I don't know,
I just-
or like
Okay, what's your most embarrassing to Kyle Cumberland story?
Oh, embarrassing.
There was that time he didn't give you a hug. Goodbye.
Yeah, there was.
Are you
a time
still
when
mad
he
about
didn't
that?
give me a hug, but goodbye. I'm not mad.
Do your feelings care about the
I
facts
was
of that
never
situation?
confused. Well, I was never mad. I'm just like confused. as to why he.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it a
Like,
deviation from the established norm or something?
I cannot remember.
Okay.
I think I've given Kyle a hug before. Like, and I've seen him give other people hugs.
Yeah.
Has he ever hugged?
Max Peterson.
Oh,
he
yeah.
has hugged Max Peterson.
Oh, he's hugged Max Peterson. Oh, yeah.
There it is. There it is.
A Tinder friendship.
There it is. A tender friendship.
What do you think? What do you think of Kyle?
I have only met Kyle a few times. He seems to be an astute member of the comedic classes. I'm sorry for talking so bizarrely the way I do. You're
not talking bizarrely.
He seems to be a bright young man with a promising future. That's
Admirable faith.
Admirable faith I didn't know about, but everything else, I mean, is going. See, he seems like a nice person.
Okay, so my Kyle Cumberland story. I was at a McDonald's. The month was July. It was July. It was like mid-July. I'm at the comedy club. It's a Thursday. Going over to the McDonald's. There's a McDonald's very next to the comedy club. Waiting for the list to come out. At an open mic. I go to the McDonald's. I'm ordering my burger. While I'm waiting for my burger, this is like 4 months into me doing stand-up. But Kyle Cumberland comes in. It's Taylor Schwilling. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, Kyle? And Kyle's like, is Asher going to be here? Is Asher coming? And I'm like, yeah, I think Asher's going to be here. He told me he was going to be here. And he's like, oh, okay, great. We make some small talk, and then he goes, all right, well, I'll see you at the mic. And he leaves the McDonald's without ordering food, which means that ostensibly Kyle had come to the McDonald's to ask me if Asher was going to be here. And then he made polite conversation for as long as he felt was necessary in the McDonald's, and then he left the McDonald's and went back to the comedy club.
I remember this.
And it was a good time. We talked about the harsh lights on the comedy club stage.
Yes, I did.
And yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Was,
We've just been telling stories about you since you went to the bathroom.
I
It was
thought
at Maggie's request. She wanted to embarrass
I thought it was
you.
a bit when I walked out. You were like, "My Kyle," and then you.
I was leaning into the bit because I saw that you were getting out of the bathroom just as I was starting.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be a recurring thing now.
That's the thing.
Which is terrifying because I'm going to be using the restroom next.
Yay!
Yeah,
And,
it makes me not want to go to the restaurant.
That's good timing. Whose thoughts or feelings is going to be Alina's card next? But yeah.
Can I go for white?
Yes. In what ways don't you trust yourself?
I don't trust myself. In every way, I don't.
Not on one thing.
Not on one singular thing.
Could you find-
I have to get through the day, but I don't.
Could we invert the question, and would it make it easier to answer if we could hunt for one way in which you do trust yourself?
Yeah, look for one way in which I do trust myself.
Yeah.
I trust myself to again. If I were running a business, if I were anywhere in charge of anything, I would not give myself a position. I would not give myself any duties. I don't know what way I trust myself in my capacity.
Director
to
of
sleep.
photography.
I can take pictures and I can sleep.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you take pictures of?
I take pictures of generally trees, mostly
She
trees.
takes really great pictures of trees, actually.
Thank you.
I've seen your pictures of trees, and they're stunning.
I am
What
like
kind of trees?
There's just so many like huge, large trees throughout all of Lawrence, and I take pictures of whatever trees with personalities. There's a tree that looks like Baba Yaga. I like to take pictures of. Trees with like trees that look like I just love trees. I don't
Baba
know.
Yaga is a northeastern European myth about a babunshka type boogeyman who devours unruly children.
Yes, yeah. And there's trees that look like Baba Yaga. You can sit down and you look straight at it, and it's just like gnarled around in all sorts of different ways.
Most
Love
trees, even.
Babunshka means grandmother, kind of. Old lady. No.
Yeah, it means grandmother.
Yeah. Anyways.
To trust.
To
trust.
Trust.
Just thank you guys. This is empty.
Wow.
I don't know why I said that. Okay.
We trusted you,
were
Maggie.
So nice for like going with that.
Yeah.
I love being here.
And you betrayed that immediately. How does that make you feel, Maggie?
I joined in.
With an empty container.
Taylor,
This is the show.
take a fucking card.
Okay. No. You chose pink last time. No. You chose pink last time. I wanted different. No. Did she? I thought that it was.
Democratically
Okay,
chose.
fine.
It
That's
was
fine.
blue.
It
Good
was
point.
blue.
Well, you chose pink twice, two rounds ago. Go ahead. Read your card.
First question. When you introspect,
Ooh.
do you introspect?
Yes.
Okay. When you introspect away from society and your physical body deep inside,
Oh, I remember
do
this
you
card.
feel a sense of gender?
Ooh.
In the context of the card, no. Like, I obviously everyone feels a sense of gender, regardless of where they align on that type of matrix. However, when I'm generally introspecting away from society, it has very little to do with my gender and has more to do with my interpersonal connections and dealings with people and things. And usually, I don't analyze those along gender lines. At least I try not to. And if I am, I'm not like. No. Short answer, no. I'm going to use the restroom now.
There you have it,
Okay.
folks.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
So Taylor's going to the restroom.
And you all know what that means.
To just
So, what's your most memorable memory of Kyle?
of Taylor.
Taylor.
Taylor Schwilling. I'm trying to think of memories that I have of him. The first night I met him, Asher Goalie was doing stand-up at the projection room at the Comedy Club of Kansas City, and Onnie and Taylor came, and that was the first time I ever saw him. And the host of the mic, I want to say, was Dane. It wasn't Dane. It was someone else.
It wasn't Dane.
But no, I think it might have been Maxwell Peterson, because he was making fun of a lot of people. But
I think Max was just heckling people.
oh, he was just heckling people. I don't know who the host was, but
It might have been Dane.
It might have been Dane, but he pointed at the crowd and he was like, because he knew Ash was going up, and then he looked at the two people he brought, which was you and Taylor, and I think you did stand up that night for the first time too.
Yep.
And he looked at Taylor and he was like, "Are you going up tonight?" And Taylor was like, "Am I? I think I don't know." And I think that was the first time I met Taylor, but he has that same energy to this day.
Yeah.
Am I? I don't know. You met the real Taylor.
I met he's been himself from day one. What about you guys? Favorite Taylor?
Taylor and I have been playing acoustic guitar together in parks for years now. He's a great and wonderful person, a brazen young face on the comedic ocean rolls of life. When I play with him, we play acoustic guitar in the park. We go on walks together like we're in the Partridge Family. And Taylor's a great person. I have only great things to say about Taylor.
Do you put it out like a hat and get tips?
We don't put out hat. We should start busking on the. We should start
You
busking.
should.
Yeah.
This cute hat.
Yeah, that would work. That fedora would work just well. I'm really bad at gossip.
We're not
It's-
gossip.
It's not gossip. It's just conversation while somebody's in the bathroom.
About that person. But all good things. This time. And I didn't even get to go. So
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was rambling.
No, it's not your fault.
that's-
It's he went fast.
Probably.
No, he stayed in there longer so that we could talk more.
Two things can be true at once.
I am afraid to go to the bathroom. I am like literally frightened to go.
That's the pretty good enough studios
I don't
guarantee.
know if I
If
can.
you give us something else to talk about instead of you, we won't talk about you.
I'm
That's not true. I asked Elina a question or a card right before I went, and we still
Oh,
wasn't.
sorry.
What was this?
Oh, we didn't.
No.
No, because it's going to be, man.
No, it was your question.
I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot, guys. We've proven that over the last, 6 episodes of the podcast. It's fine. 4 episodes
Trust
of the
is
podcast, who the fuck knows? I didn't go to school. I can't do math. Kyle, what kind of card would you like?
What? It's Alina's.
Alena, no, it's not.
Oh.
Because I was asked a card most recently, and we run.
Sorry.
We're all misremembering what's what right now. I feel better now. Thank you, Maggie. I think that you said that on purpose, just to also be wrong about something.
You can read me so well. Right as usual.
Best joke
Taylor.
she's told all night. Best joke she's told all night, folks. Kyle, what kind of card do you want? As we enter our second
Blue
hour.
is challenging. Green is, tell me again.
Blue is controversial. Green
Wait,
is
wait.
intellectual. White is sad. Pink is romantic.
Okay, do
Yellow
the-
is personal.
The white.
What if instead
What if?
of choosing what category we want, we choose what person we want to pick our category?
I like that. Hey, Kyle, who do you want to pick your card?
Elena.
Okay.
It's brilliant.
I'll pick green. Okay.
You think she was gonna go with what you wanted?
Kinda. No, I'm just kidding.
Which technology should not have been invented?
Ooh, I got asked this question on the last pot, and my answer is the same, folks. The metaverse.
What?
Yeah, I'm like boomers today when they're like, you've gone too far with the laptops and the phones. I'm like that with the metaverse. I'm like, it's too much. It's all gonna go downhill. We're gonna be hooked up to the computer for 17 hours a day. It's no good. I don't care for it.
Wait. What are you talking about when you say metaverse?
I'm not talking about the games that you play. I'm just talking about
Talking
like
about the
that-
real estate.
Yeah, they're like the real estate, like the whole Second Life and that aspect of it.
Oh.
Don't like it.
I was thinking about like metaphysical. I see.
We should never have invented metaphysics. It was a fool's errand at best to begin with, and we've only taken it to bad places.
No, that's a good answer. Fuck that.
Hell yeah.
Sorry.
Fuck yeah.
Am I allowed to say that on
We'll
here?
hire dolphins to fuck it. Don't worry.
Oh, come on,
Good.
folks.
That was
Nice.
a laugh track.
Good job. Yeah, it was great. Okay.
Taylor, pick my card.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey, Maggie.
Yeah.
Which stereotype is actually pretty accurate?
So many.
I was trying to think of a self-deprecating one. Youngest children are, the most, capable, obviously, but also they're attention whores.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Are you a youngest child?
I am.
So, yeah. Are you a youngest child?
No.
Are you a youngest child?
I'm a middle child.
We're the only 2 youngest childs on the table.
And would you all agree?
Yeah. We're both clearly more capable and more attention whorish than either of you. No, I'm kidding.
And we're all related.
Yeah, technically.
Listen, the Bulgarian bunch. Tune in.
The Bulgarian bunch.
That's
Come on.
not bad.
You watched the Brady Bunch?
Never.
Alena, who would you like to choose your card?
Kyle can pick mine because I picked Kyle.
Let's go. It's very fair.
We're also going to go right here. Elena, how would you raise a child differently from how your parents raised you?
I would love the child. I would tell the child sweet, nice things. I would never scream at the child. Of course not. I would. This is one of 3 to 50 ways to 158 ways I'd raise a child differently than the way I was raised. I would make the child. Thank you very much.
I think you'd make a great mom.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Oh.
Mother might disagree, but
Taylor,
All right.
what do you most admire about the person to your right?
Brick wall.
It's gonna be Elina.
oh, you're right.
It's gonna be yeah. It's clockwise or counterclockwise is the better way to build that game. It's not because you have to be. Ale, come on the podcast. You made a great game.
So what do you most admire?
About the person to your right. Creativity and intellect. Absolutely. Hands down. Elina is the most brilliant and creative person that I have met. And it's incredibly impressive. It's incredibly inspiring. It's incredibly daunting. And yeah. You're a brilliant creative. And yeah.
Thank you, Taylor.
What about the things that she creates do you like so much?
Let's get real quick. Let's get another round of applause for our production
Yeah.
manager who is who gratuitously keeps putting more and more appealing food in front of us.
Yum 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 yum.
I'm gonna eat this one. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Re-ask your question, Maggie.
What about the things that she creates? What about her art is specifically pulls you in?
Oh, it's integrity. It's integrity. The fact that it is art. I have a lot of pedantic and horrible and stupid conversations with multiple different friends about what makes art art. And in my stupid narcissistic world, art is an honest communication of experience and feelings, and that comes through in a masterful way with all of Alina's stand-up songs, screenplays, yada 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 yada. It's incredibly stimulating, intellectually stimulating, emotionally stimulating, and just honest. And there's an incredible sense of authenticity and self-revelatory communication, and it is art. It's very
You are
good,
too nice
and
to
it's
me.
incredible.
That was very sweet.
That was really sweet.
How do you feel, Alina?
That was so nice.
All right,
I don't know how. No, it was really sweet.
whatever. Kyle.
I don't like making things. Like I have to make things all the time because I have like some kind of like affliction or urge. So it means a lot.
It's incredible, and don't stop. Kyle, who do you want to choose your next card?
Maggie can pick.
I was going to the last one, huh? Kyle. In a world where prostitution becomes totally legal and regulated, should sex workers be allowed to refuse clients on the basis of race?
Wow.
It's a really good card. Came up last week. Let's see how Kyle's answer stacks up against Keith Lewis Spencer.
I think I know what Keith said. Well, if it's regulated like any other industry, you cannot deny service based off race.
But should you be able to?
Should you be able to?
Should we amend the Constitution?
Should we amend the Constitution?
I don't think we should. No, I don't think you should be able to deny service based off race.
Interesting.
I think it would be a direct violation of the Civil Rights Act of 1969.
Could you? What about denying people based off penis size? Would that be like a disability?
Because it's prostitution.
You could probably set up rules.
Would
I'm the
like
4 to 6
tiny
lady.
penis or like huge penis be like disability, and then you couldn't?
You know, there's porn stars that refuse to do scenes with people based off race in our regulated industry right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
They should
Mia
get with the
Khalifa
times.
famously. I don't remember I think it's like Middle Eastern or something, but which cuts close to her own ethnicity, but there's been a lot of things with that kind of stuff, and I might not be correct. Mia Khalifa, come on the show. You're a great human. But yeah, so that exists.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
figured that
guys
would be
noticed.
illegal.
Elina went to the bathroom.
Oh, you did go to the restroom.
My favorite Elina story was Christmas Eve. She was delivering Christmas gifts to all the boys and girls. Someone else start talking, because I really don't know her.
Ah.
I also have never met her before I walked in this door, but I
Got to
looked
get out to
her
Murph's
up.
more often.
I do. I looked her up on Instagram before I came here, and she had like a slideshow of pictures posted, and it was like, what do all of these pictures have in common? And then started talking about how language utterly fails our ability to communicate with each other, like the differences between things or like people theoretically. And I thought that was really cool. So I knew it was going to be a good time meeting her. Has not disappointed.
She's great. She's brilliant.
How did y'all meet? You guys seem to go back a ways.
No, not really. We met at Murph's, just doing the open mics and stuff, and we got into an argument about whether Friedrich Nietzsche was sexist or not. Because Alena was ranting about Nietzsche, and I said, yeah, whatever, he was sexist anyway. And she said, you know, there's a lot of scholarship that suggests that Nietzsche actually did a lot of work for furthering feminism and things, and he was very involved in the process of helping women and yada, yada, yada. And I said, yeah, no, but he was probably doing that because he knew on a meta level that he should be doing that, but also if you look at his writings, he had a lot of problems with women that he generalized out onto all women, and he probably was doing it in a very patronizing way because he knew it was the correct thing to do, even though he didn't really want to do it because he had a lot of negative experience, blah, 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 blah. And we were,
Yeah, I'm a sexist person. I'm a woman, but I'm a complete sexist.
You're not a sexist, you're just pro Nietzsche, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I would argue there are people who could do fantastic things for feminism who like are sexist as hell.
Absolutely.
Like, you do not have to be
Friedrich Nietzsche, for example.
feminist.
Yeah.
to be a feminist. You don't have to.
You don't have
no
to
longer
actually believe.
Yeah, no longer do you have to be a feminist to be a feminist. You are a feminist.
Let's not purity test for feminism, folks. We should just
You
get the
can be
cause
a
rolling
feminist
forward.
too.
Yeah.
We'll take anyone.
Yeah, you can be into bestiality, and you don't have to not be a vegan to whatever. Don't be into bestiality. If you,
See, you started something. You started something.
no, I didn't.
The start of something.
I started a podcast.
Something new.
Whose card? Whose card? Whose card?
It's
Oh, it's Maggie's card. Who would you like to choose a card?
Alena.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
I feel like we're forming a bond.
Yeah, I do too.
We look at each other sometimes.
We do. we exchange glances often. Yeah.
I like that.
I'm going to go with yellow.
No wrong answers. Yeah.
What kind of people do you get along best with?
Ooh. Servers. People who work at restaurants and bars. Because, God
Why?
damn it, I get it. God. And then we can bond over that. And then I know that there's something else.
You feel like you understand them on a unique level, and vice versa.
Something deeper. Like, we have shared experiences, and then hopefully that can lead into something else. Yeah.
Nice. Valid.
But I also love comedians.
Of course. Who doesn't?
Comedians.
Comedians don't love comedians.
Yeah. It's true. Alena, who would you like to choose a card?
Who do I like to choose a card? How about you choose a card?
Wow.
Yeah, Maggie chooses a card. Can I choose a card?
Oh my gosh, I want to know.
Okay.
Okay, so if you could press a button and double the sex drive of all women on Earth, would you do it?
No. No.
The certainty.
This would make my life so much more difficult.
Real quick.
So already there's a
Okay.
like a competitiveness throughout the world of sexuality. I feel like if everybody's sex drive was doubled, and mine remained the same, I would just be alone until the day I died.
I feel like
because
you
I
would be
wouldn't trying.
included in all women.
Oh, I would also double my own sex drive.
Yes.
That sounds unmanageable to me.
Okay.
If all women's sex drives were doubled, then I think birth control, like made for men
Ooh.
to consume or I mean,
The incentives for us to actually get that functional would absolutely
happen.
Yeah.
They would need protection.
Yeah.
Actually, if I think about it, if women's like sex drives were doubled, we would become probably like stronger and more assertive
More powerful.
as a gender, and it might level things a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Could be
If-
good for feminism.
That's a really good insight into that question, Maggie. That's really fun. This has come up before,
I
and
went
that's
to
one of the most
college.
intelligent things that I've heard said about that question. I have a production note. Does anybody want any juice, milk, decaf coffee, or cocoa?
That's so nice.
Thank you,
but
Bounce.
No thanks.
Okay.
Can I have a Quirk, maybe?
Yeah, what kinds?
Any kind. I'm just-
Who do you want to choose your question?
Honestly, to be perfectly honest, I would have picked Maggie if Maggie hadn't been being picked by so many people lately. So I'm going to go with Elina.
Okay, I will pick.
I love you too, Kyle. Okay, yeah, you're a very. What is it that you tell your male friends when you want them to feel valued? You're a very pretty boy, and
Oh.
you're very attractive.
Okay, she's ready.
What is currently your greatest insecurity?
Intelligence.
Oh.
I've answered this question on the show before. Intelligence, hands down, every time. I constantly feel like I'm a very high functioning, masking, retarded person that can pass for having an IQ that is above 100, but probably has an IQ somewhere in the mid 80s.
Taylor.
And
I didn't know you dropped the R word like that.
Yep. Well, now you know. You clearly haven't gone through my Instagram account.
Why does everyone do that on this scene?
Because we're bringing it
that's
back.
Crazy.
Because we're bringing it back. We're reclaiming it. It's
Can I
my
tell a
word.
fun
It's
story
my
about
word.
that?
I can use it.
Can I tell a fun story about that?
Let's go.
Okay, so when I was in 6th grade, my older brothers called me retarded all the time.
Nice.
Like, to the point where I didn't even know, like, the way that I didn't know what that meant.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I learned a chant from a friend that went to a different school, and it had the word retard in it. And I performed it. I taught it to some friends. We performed it for the teacher in our 6th grade class. He was like, okay, go sit down. We performed it for our PE teacher, and he made us run for the entire class period because we performed that chant. And I was like, I literally don't understand like why we're being punished right now. Like, what's going on? Isn't it funny? And that's how I found out that it's not nice to call people retards.
Interesting. I had it took me a second to learn that there was a stigma attached to the word, specifically because I was homeschooled. And growing up, I had an adoptive brother from Bulgaria who has scar tissue on his brain that has him in a state of molecularly arrested development because he has damage to his brain organelles in places where you should be developing, but you can't because you have scar tissue over your brain because you were shaken as a baby violently. And so growing up, the terminology was that he's mentally retarded, and you're homeschooled, you're 5 years old, you get an 8-year-old brother who is retarded, and that's what you're told, and you love your brother, and you have a perfectly functional relationship with your brother. There's a communication barrier because of the physical damage to his brain that's restricting him to like a 3-year-old level of linguistic understanding, but you can still communicate and yada 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 yada. It probably took me until I was 11 years old that I would have people react to me telling them. They would be like, "What's wrong with your brother?" Which I found more offensive than what they would be offended by when I would say, "Well, he's retarded," and then they would get upset with me for calling my brother retarded after they asked what's wrong with him. And then they would immediately start saying, "Well, actually, he probably just has a super active imagination, and that's going to help him crush so much puss in high school." And I'd be like, "Well, why are you talking to me instead of him then?" But it was Ugh.
Anyone else have any stories about retards?
Yeah, let's go.
My parents run a not-for-profit ran for a not-for-profit for a long time for people with cognitive and
physical disabilities for a long time. I grew up around people with severe cognitive and physical disabilities. It was a lot of my people that I met growing up. I know that there are people that do not like the word, and I know that there are people that reclaim the word and like the word, and that the word is like part of their social identity. So it always depends on the individual that you're talking to, and that's the most I can say about that. That's
Based.
yeah.
Kyle?
No retard stories
All right.
about using the word.
Who would you like to choose your next card?
You can go to it.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go personal. Let's go personal questions from Kyle Cumberland. How boring are you, Kyle? It's the card.
Pretty boring.
Scale of 1 to 10.
Excuse
Yeah,
me.
8 or
10 being the most boring. 8 or 9?
Yeah, probably.
Interesting.
No, I play this game called Minesweeper.
Hell yeah.
I play it a lot more than you probably should.
I've had multiple Minesweeper phases. I grew up playing it on a little Windows XP computer when I was a young child, and I have a lot of nostalgia attached to Minesweeper.
It took me until I was teenage level to realize that I thought it was a game of pure luck. I thought you clicked and then you tried to avoid. I didn't realize the numbers or the bombs next to them. But now I realize it. And
That's
I play it a
heartwarming.
lot, yeah.
That's really cool. You said you didn't have any retard stories. No.
Where's the soundboard when you need it? Come
Sorry,
on. That's a rim shot. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh, sorry.
That was pretty good.
There's that one, or those were the two choices that I had.
Yeah,
Who
I don't
knows?
know. I think
Okay.
yeah.
8 to 9 out of 10.
Kyle,
Grab a card and ask Maggie something. I need to get a drum roll sound effect for the soundboard. That needs to be one of the next developments.
It's a big one. You must pick a number right now and live that many years total in good physical health. You can't die before, and you cannot extend after. How many years do you choose to live, Maggie?
He's a great person to have to answer that.
How many years? You could say 200. You could say 5. You could say 201.
I just want 5 years in uninterrupted good
Does
health.
it say perfect physical health?
It says perfect physical health, sister. You are top notch. You feel great.
Whole
Your
time.
joints work.
And then you just
You're
have
not
an
sick.
instant heart attack at the end of the years.
Yeah. You feel like $1 million, really.
This is hard. Okay. I will choose.
You could say 2,000.
Okay, so I'm 22 years old.
Mm.
Oh my god.
We're brought to you by Quirk.
60.
60.
That's a good answer.
I'll live
82?
60 years in perfect physical health. I don't want to see what happens to everything after 60 years, but I would like to be old enough in perfect physical health to like hang out with my nephews and nieces and like really be able to support them. So
Till you're 82 years old and then you just blink out.
yeah, that sounds good. I would love to be able to plan it. I had a dream when I was when I was a teenager that I would die when I was 77. Like that number is very much stuck in my head. So I feel like it's going to happen around then anyway.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to go out at 84.
How do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have a weird system of numerology related bullshit that brings me to the number 84 because then I get to hit my perfect midlife at 42. And I enjoy
good
that.
age.
Quarter life is 21 and yeah, no, just it's fun. It's
That's
fun.
when
There's a
Neil
good
Cassidy
division.
died. All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the bathroom.
All right. So since Maggie is going to the right back, okay, no, oh, potato wedges and sausages, brought to us by our production manager Onnie. So Kyle, tell us about the first interaction you ever had with Maggie Harris.
It was at the Tuesday open mic.
Oh yeah.
I just remember her sitting side stage, and I remember being like, "That's the person from last week," because she comes
Yeah.
home, but she doesn't go up.
Yep.
So it was odd. And then I think Max introduced me, and then maybe the next week we went to Ugly Joe's, the sports bar afterward.
Had she started going up to do stand-up yet at that point, or was she still just a strictly audience?
Strictly audience.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I think my timeline's off. She probably was doing it by that point.
Gotcha.
But
What was your first interaction with Maggie
my
Harris?
first interaction with Maggie Harris, I think it was tonight. We may have met another time. I hope that it was just tonight. I am have so many gaps in my memory.
believe it was just tonight.
My first memory of Maggie Harris was her walking in here, sitting down very kindly. She had Yingling lagers and her hilarious rapport
Hell yeah.
throughout the conversation tonight. What's your first interaction with Maggie Harris?
Interaction with Maggie Harris was outside the comedy club. Probably the third time that she had been an audience member at the Casey Comedy Club Tuesday open mic. And I told her she should go up sometime, and she said, "Well, I never write." And I said, "Well, you should probably write some things and then go up sometime because you'd probably be funny because you have a decent grasp on what isn't funny at the open mics." Because I had been using sounds like the wrong word, but I had been using her and her date that she would bring to the comedy club, self-described, and their interactions to the comedians on the stage as kind of a grounding rod for what was and wasn't funny that was being said on the stage. And I found that she was a very reliable rubric for what was and wasn't funny, and it was a valuable thing to have in the audience. And I thought, well, if you're that good at knowing what is and isn't funny, you should probably say things that you think are funny, and it would benefit the comedy scene to have more female comedians in it that are funny. Always pro that. And she wrote some things. She went up. She told jokes. They were funny, and she's been a comedian ever since, and it was really great. It's really great. Very happy to have funny people in the comedy scene. It's great.
What are you guys talking about?
you don't know her.
Nothing. Talking about Casey Famous. No.
I like her.
She's really funny, dude. Have you seen her 20-minute set that's on YouTube that she did at the... There was a... Okay, if you look up Casey Famous Emerald Comedy on YouTube, you'll find a 20-minute set that she did for like a film. There was like a show that happened that was filmed professionally, and it's really great. Evan Christian Gold also has a set that he did for that show that's also really funny. Shout out. You're all very funny. Come on the podcast sometime. But yeah, she has a really good 20-minute set that I think you'd enjoy a lot.
Okay.
Elina, who would you like to pick a card?
I will have. Why don't you pick a card?
Okay. Let's see. I'll give you a blue card. In your personal experience, even if the difference is extremely slight, are men or women better at handling suffering?
At handling suffering?
Yes.
I think that women are better at handling suffering. I think that women often put on a more acting face in regards to anything that they go through. They're like always showing up and showing like a second like version of themselves as actors almost, as well as just like regular people. I think men go through a little bit of suffering that's slightly similar to what women go through, and they're just very clear about it when they're suffering. Like a man's face when he's suffering, it's so clear. When a woman is suffering, you can't tell whether she's suffering or not. So I think women are better at dealing with suffering than men if it means not being able to tell somebody is dealing with suffering. Sorry for that long-ass answer.
No, that was good. That was interesting.
What if it means getting through suffering with the least amount of suffering?
Efficiency. How do you think that processing suffering in a healthy way?
For the
do you
translation.
Think that, well, okay. Let me just mansplain to you what Maggie was saying. If you would like me to kill myself, you can email us at prettygoodenoughpodcast@gmail.com. And if none of you email, I'm going to kill myself. If one of you emails, I'm going to kill myself. If more than 8 people email, I'm going to kill myself. Fun fact, I'm going to kill myself. I'm not going to kill myself. Don't worry about it. Anyway, Elina, go.
Don't kill yourself. Please.
I think I'm proving Alina's point. Women are clearly better at handling suffering.
Women go through a larger process of lying when they're dealing with suffering than men do.
Do you think that's better?
I don't know if it's better, but if we're talking about like how people do a metric on whether suffering is being handled or not, women appear to be handling suffering better because they act through suffering, and I don't think men act through suffering as much. I think men are just like. I think it's like clear when men have been through things. It's clear when women have been through things. You have to know them for like 6, 7, 8 years before you can like.
I'd agree with that.
That is why I've always thought that like Jesus Christ is a great role model for men, but not for women. I'm serious.
No, I believe you. Oh, that's great.
Like,
do you want to expound on that real quick?
Christianity is wonderful. Like it does wonderful things. It can do wonderful things for men. It can do terrible things for the world, and it does terrible things to women for women, but it has great use to expand men's empathy and compassion and strength. I believe that.
Based. Okay. Yeah. No, that was very good.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to be irreverent.
Oh no!
Not at all.
I don't
think you came off
Okay.
irreverent.
I literally don't care.
Okay.
I literally.
Do you think people were irreverent?
I do not think
cool.
reverence was a play.
Hell yeah. All right.
Your turn.
Fuck. Elina, pick a card.
Okay, I am going to pick it because you made me do blue.
Okay.
You have to do blue.
Ooh, we got
Great.
blue on blue here.
We got blue on blue.
Okay.
Back it. No.
A 14-year-old has sex. How
damn it.
large does the age gap have to be between the 14-year-old and their partner before the child can no longer meaningfully consent to sex?
2 up, 1 down. I answered this question last week.
That's legally
2
what
up,
it
1
is.
down.
That's what it is in Kansas legally.
Really?
I think so. They have the
Interesting.
Romeo and Juliet law.
You are the
that's true.
law.
Yeah. That was a good movie. Did you ever watch Judge Dredd?
Nope.
Dredd, the 2012 adaptation of the comic book
Did
Judge
not.
Dredd. Anyone else watch Dredd 2012? No?
Guess you're the biggest.
Everybody
nerd.
go watch Dredd with not the Sylvester Stallone Dredd, which is fun to watch with a group of people to roast the movie. But the one with the guy from The Boys that was also at the Lord of the Rings movies. What was the name of the guy that? Maybe, I don't know. He plays Butcher. Carl
When
Urban.
you're
Carl Urban did a Judge Dredd movie in like somewhere around 2012 to 2014, and it's really good. 2012. Nice.
It's on Netflix.
Sorry.
I just want to take a quick moment to thank all 3 of you for coming on the podcast. This is a
thank
really
you.
great snapshot of the Casey Comedians community, and you're all very glowing and stunning and doing a very good job at being on a podcast and answering questions and being lovely people who are entertaining and a great part of a podcast and great people. Anyways,
Well, I meant to say Taylor. I don't know why I'm getting you 2 mixed up. Taylor.
yeah, you're only like 3 point
I'm a
whatever
little-
percent things in. How's your tolerance?
It's pretty low.
Okay.
To lore. I
Nice.
love you.
Oh,
When I say that, do you believe it?
no.
So, okay, here's a
I
question
believe
for
that
the
you
group.
believe you, though. I believe you're being
Here's
honest.
a question for the group. What would it take for you to believe that someone loves you?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. It's better than what you got, asshole. Write better questions, damn it.
I would need
Or
to.
play my game. Oasis.
Oasis.
A game of drinking. A friendly game of drinking. And intrigue.
How long does it take to play? Does it have a playtime thing? Most board games say.
30 minutes to 2 hours.
Oh shit. Okay.
What it says.
Well, we have 20 minutes, so unless people want to run long, when do people need to get home? Because we could immediately derail the card game into a board game, and this could function.
Well, the only problem is that it's a drinking game.
Well, there's a
but
problem.
If Kyle
Let's-
is all right with drinking water instead, we could do that.
Yeah, works for me.
That's
Do you have a bedtime?
I don't have a preference. I don't have a bedtime. I mean, I do put myself to bed early, but I don't have a. If we want to keep
Maggie,
playing,
make a
I have no
judgment
problem.
call.
Let's just keep playing.
I trust you.
Do you want to play?
I have no problem playing Wild Moose Chase. I want to play Wild Moose Chase. If you have the time and the energy to play it, I
It's
have
actually
the-
called Oasis.
Please don't
Oasis.
use.
A game of drinking and friendly intrigue.
Sorry.
It's called.
You're good.
Why does it
play
say
it.
Wild Moose Chase on the tin?
Because
Wait,
I
did you
bought-
create a board game and you're using? There's a.
Yes.
Okay.
This is my board game.
You made it?
Yes.
Wait, hang on.
Oh,
Can I derail what you're saying real quick? And
Yes.
Is this the board game that you asked to see Askhole like several months ago, a couple months ago?
Yeah.
Because you wanted to like
I wanted to
compare and see
compare
if you
it to
could.
this.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So you made a game. I
Yes.
am stoked as hell. I'm super excited.
So I bought this children's board game at Walmart on clearance, and I redid the board a little bit, and I redid the spinner, and I made a bunch of different questions.
Cool.
So now there are 6 categories. I don't know how these pieces fit together. Thank you. Okay, how to play. Objective. Reach the luxury cottagecore picnic in the center of the board. The last player to the picnic shall starve. Optional. Host, that would be you, Taylor, may place a secret prize IOU in the Dunder Mifflin envelope to be opened by the winner at the end of the game. Would you like to do so?
Give me the envelope.
There might be a prize from a while ago still in there, but
There's not.
okay.
I'm gonna leave the room to insert a price. What is this?
You don't. That's what you write it on.
Oh.
It's an IOU.
What? It's an IOU?
You write down what the prize is.
Yeah.
I was gonna find something in my
I read that.
in my
Did I not
room that
read
could
that?
fit in an envelope.
Oh my god, this is so cool.
No, you did read that. I was just on a
Sorry,
train of
I'm
thought.
gonna-
You're fine.
You all have to help me. Take those out of the bags.
Okay,
There are-
so-
there are 6 games within this game. You will spin the spinner, and whatever it lands on is what kind of card you have to draw. And there are special rules for each game. You also have to pick what your piece is going to be.
Maggie, for future reference, if you're ever on this podcast again, if you have something that you want to do as part of the podcast, just absolutely lead with, "Hey, I want to do this on the podcast," and I will absolutely
we were
defer to you
talking
because I
about
trust you.
this game for
Yeah,
so long.
we were. Yeah,
And then
you should have just put it on the table. We could have started playing this game. Yeah, I'm. You gotta forget, I'm functionally some word you don't like, so you gotta
Hey.
work with me.
pick what
Say-
piece you want to be your piece.
Functionally
Aren't we all?
Oh my. It is a rough life
Episode
of a
title.
problematic in this nation, and they do not
picked a piece?
care about the problematics as much as.
What do you
they
mean
should.
by they,
Oh, no,
Elina?
no, 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 no.
I'm not. I see now. I'm trapped.
Alina, what piece do you want to be your game piece?
Okay. I want to have. Are these all pieces?
Yes.
These are. I
All of
want
those
the.
little
I
things.
want the pineapple brooch.
Okay.
I love that.
Alrighty.
Ugh.
I am gonna be the little witch.
Cool.
And you have to start at the start. Or
Can you run over parameters for the prize again, just so that I can?
it's an IOU. It can
Whatever
be
you want the
anything.
prize
It can
to
be
be.
literally
Prize.
anything.
Yeah, you conceive of it.
Naming rights to this podcast.
It can be yeah. It can be something real, something not real. Well, I'll start on the first space, and that'll help it go faster.
Okay.
I'm gonna take this stuff out just in case we need it. A modifier is that if you're not drinking, you can replace them with a push-up instead of a drink. But
Okay.
Kyle doesn't have to do the push-ups because that would just take too much time. But you can if you want.
Kyle, do you want water or one of these other drinks?
I'll just do the water.
I like your Dunder Mifflin envelope.
This is the prize.
Thank you.
Do these cards do they all go with these cards here, or do I?
Yeah, sure. It doesn't really matter where they
Yeah,
go.
it doesn't matter.
Who is going first? Whose turn was it previously?
It's Kyle's turn.
Kyle, you know
So
what
I
to
just
do.
spin the spinner.
You spin that thing. That was good. Say without saying.
Ooh.
So, as the rules say, he has 30 seconds to get us to guess what is written on that card without saying any of the words that are on that card.
You guys ready? Do we have a timer?
I'll pull one up.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, go.
The Trinity.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
There we go.
Wait, that's fucked up because I wrote the card. I should.
I think it's still fine.
the card?
I did not remember writing
To be
the
fair-
card.
Doesn't count then.
I would have also known the answer to that, so like you
But you're
validly
just
said
like
it
a little
before I
bit
said it.
stupider than I am.
I'm 9 IQ points behind you. Don't worry.
Also, you move the number of spaces that is written on the spinner thing.
1, 2.
Which is 3.
Yay.
What's
exciting.
your? We got a mummy.
Mama.
Whoa! Second cameler.
Be nice to your mummy.
Soundboard. Come on.
Everybody laughed at that.
No, it's too late.
All right.
I had a deck of cards sitting on top of my soundboard.
Is that an all in this together or a day?
That is an all in this together.
Hashtag High School
Okay.
Musical.
So this card says paranoia at the top, so I'm not going to read it out loud. When this happens, you show the card to the player of your choice. They have to answer out loud with the name of another player, and then we flip a coin to see if we say it or don't say the question out loud.
Okay, we need a coin real quick. Can you throw me that up down token?
The only
I won this in the raffle at the KC Comedy Club
Oh, yeah.
open mic on
Lucky
Tuesday
dog.
because Maggie almost got blocked on Instagram for putting my name in the raffle bucket.
I escaped again. I'm a lucky little fox. And
No, I'm a fox. I've got a little fox
okay. Oh, true.
Yeah.
You have to move your toe. Oh wait.
Well,
no,
where does
it's
my toe-
it's
I'm not
my
on the
token.
board yet.
So sorry. I
Yeah.
move. And I'm gonna show Elina this, and the only rule is that it can't be yourself.
Oh, okay. And then
You say
I
the
gotta-
name out loud.
the name out loud of who I think should.
Don't say that.
Okay. The name out loud of who should flip the coin, or
Sorry. Whose name is the answer to this question?
whose name is the answer to this question? I don't know everybody well enough.
That's why it's fun.
I want to say myself.
You can't.
Damn, that's the one rule.
I will say I have paranoia. So I'll say Maggie, but I don't think it's true. So this is me falling on what I think is going to be socially, because I don't think it's actually true. I think Maggie's doing just fine. So
What does the card say? Maggie, flip a coin.
Tell.
Okay, tails is going to be the up-down logo. Heads is going to be the up-down name.
I don't know why I did it like that.
what is it?
What is that?
The logo was tails.
Okay.
So the question was.
The question was who should take a break from dating, but that's not how I feel about Maggie.
And
No,
tails
you're
is
right, I
no?
should.
No.
Or tails is yes?
I just was like looking for somebody that would be
Okay,
the
you
least
don't
socially
understand.
What was
uncomfortable
the function
for
of
me.
the coin flip? What was the... You said...
The
because-
function of the coin flick is to see if we say the question out loud.
Yeah, 'cause it's
Otherwise,
all
you
about
die of paranoia.
It's all
Okay.
about paranoia, like.
They know.
But I actually
Okay.
do have paranoia.
Listen,
so-
I'm...
So sorry. This
It's
game
okay.
is not for everyone.
This
game-
game is fun as hell. This is cool.
This game is 9 IQ points ahead of me, is what we're finding out. Okay. Okay. Whose turn is it? It's Alina's turn. Flick the thing. We're playing the game of life.
Wait. Wait.
That's like the game of life. Tech support.
I did it like 3 times. Dictator for a day.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's go with dictator for a day.
Okay.
What do I do?
You can.
I trust Elina to be a dictator for a day.
Players without vaginas have to drink, which means men have to drink.
Kyle,
Ooh.
have you ever considered that? Have you considered that there's the portion in Second Timothy where Paul recommends that Timothy actually take to drinking wine with his dinner, a glass of wine.
I don't know.
In one of the letters to Timothy by Paul, in the New Testament, Paul tells Timothy, "You fucking cuck, you should drink alcohol more often, okay? It's good for you. Fuck you." Hey, Kyle,
Yeah.
you should read your Bible more.
Note about the game. Because Elina moved forward 2 spaces, she landed on a blue moose square. That means that she gets a bonus round at the end of her turn, where she gets a dare card that she can gift to the player of her choice.
Thank
So the
you.
player of your choice has to do that dare.
Oh my.
Okay, that
oh my.
doesn't sound like a gift. That sounds like an obligation.
Exactly. Choose a better term or don't criticize it.
Fine.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm 3 in. Okay.
I went right.
No.
You gotta
Wait.
choose a person
Oh, I have
to
to choose somebody to do this first.
force something
I'm so sorry.
upon.
I'm such an idiot.
No, you're not.
Don't read
Okay.
it. Give it to someone first.
They just have to give it to someone as a dare.
Yeah, and
And
then
you
they have
have
to
to
do
do
the dare.
Just be careful with yourself.
Be careful with myself.
They should,
Cut a piece of your hair. Holy shit. Hey, Onnie, do we have scissors somewhere? Grab some scissors, please. Thank you.
Don't just cut like seriously cut. Just cut a small piece of hair. You have a beard.
Let's get. Where's the other camera? Let's get some HD
Oh
footage
yeah,
of this stuff.
Kyle. I trust you to be a cameraman.
All right.
Hold that. Point it at me. You know, I once broke up with someone
I feel bad.
in a moment of rage for taking a lighter and singeing a significant portion of my hair off.
Wow.
Because
my
they thought
God.
they were being quirky with a lighter.
It was a joke.
They kind of did and they didn't. Fun fact: 2 weeks later, they would put a cigarette out on my neck
Oh,
in
God.
anger.
After you broke up
Nothing
with
to
them.
do with
Huh.
after the we would be about to be getting back together, and then I had a best friend at the time who got.
That's not so
Oh,
bad.
my.
That was okay.
That's
Wow.
it's for this is content.
Good job.
Not so bad. I feel bad throwing that one around.
You are so brave.
You had the most amount of hair of all of us.
That's not true. My forehead is going back by the month, Elina. Okay.
Well, you have a
Listen.
beard as well as.
Yeah. Okay,
hair
per
on
square inch on the head, I have the most hair. But but once we go north of the equator,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're all ahead of me.
Well, I guess it is longer. But
You have nice hair.
thank you.
Doesn't she-
Too.
isn't
I
it
like
brilliant?
I like the color of the violet.
Thank you.
It's like Doctor Who. Anyway,
This is Taylor's turn. Taylor's turn. Say without saying.
say without saying. Okay, so I'm not supposed to say this immediately, yeah?
Don't. Yeah. You get us to say it.
Start the timer.
Okay. Just go.
On The Office, there's an episode where Michael Scott does improv, and all of his improv mates hate him because he constantly enacts this trope.
Pulls out a gun.
Yeah.
Shoot someone.
You're so close.
Hostage situation. Whips out a weapon.
If you're robbing a bank and you want to be taken seriously,
Hold
you
it up.
say
You're holding them
Yes.
up.
you say if you
Put 'em in the
if you want to
sky.
do it verbally, if you want to communicate that verbally,
I
what do
have
you
a
say?
gun.
There it is.
How close was that? Was that like almost
I have
on
a
the
gun
buzzer?
was verbatim what was written on the
Oh,
card.
okay.
That was good.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot you're not playing.
You watch
So
The
you know.
Office?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I didn't know what it was. I was gonna say like I'm going to kill you.
Wow. How many times have you watched The Office all the way through? Maggie, if you had to quantify. Complete run through.
5.
5? Kyle?
I know 2 for sure.
I haven't watched The Office all the way through. Just a few episodes.
Interesting.
Taylor?
It's sacrilege.
Unquantified technically, but I did laugh sarcastically when Billie Eilish said 14 was a high number. Billie Eilish, you're not a real Office fan. Fuck you. Anyways,
the way through.
you're lovely. Come on the podcast. Yeah, all the way through.
I can like recite entire episodes from memory.
Same. Nice.
We should do that sometime.
We should.
Just for fun.
It'll be good. Okay. What do I? Okay, 3 spaces. Someone already put my token 3 spaces.
I didn't trust that you would actually do it.
Wow. Maggie, I'm only 9 IQ points behind you. That's still functional, okay? I still know how to play a board game. You're at like 138 to 164 probably.
I've never taken an IQ
Haven't taken
test
it.
before.
I really want you to take an IQ test now so that I can know whether
How
I'm
will I
accurate in
know
my
if it's
spread of
legit?
138 to 1 because it's within 138 to 164 and you're probably closer to 164. Don't worry about it. Kyle?
He talks so fast.
We only have so much time to record this podcast, okay?
He knows.
All right. Paranoia.
You've also landed on the Witch's Square. The Witch's Grasp, which means you get to cast a spell on the player of your choice. The spell can be Tongue Melt, which means all paranoia questions asked of this person must be shared aloud. Or Compliance, which means the player will not have the option to back out of dares or challenges.
Let's do the other one, not compliance.
Tongue Melt.
Tongue melt. Sweet.
On whom? Player of your choice. You're cursing someone as a witch.
And you have a paranoia question in your
Yeah, it's the
hand.
safest option. Good
Yeah.
job.
You
I'm not
curse,
allowed.
son.
I'm cursed. Don't I know it? I know too many witches to not know that I'm cursed. Okay, listen.
So I have my answer for this, but I can't say it. Right?
You show it to someone else.
Oh, okay. My answer is Maggie.
Well, you don't.
Accurate.
No.
Oh, I did.
No, he
answers the
knows who.
question.
He knows what makes good podcast material.
Would you have?
Nobody
My
look at the
bad.
screen right
No,
now.
and then you have to read the question aloud because you place paranoia on Taylor. What was the
Wait,
question?
hang on. What's the question?
Wait,
Yeah,
he was
you
supposed
have to read it
answer?
out loud.
I have to read the question out loud.
Yeah, because of
I
the
poisoned
spell.
you earlier. Remember that spell I did? That was a good move.
Then I have to
Playing by
answer
the
it?
rules.
Yeah.
Okay. Who would be the most fun as a roommate?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't.
I'm offended.
Yeah, she's your actual roommate.
Listen, you're the most reliable roommate in the room, but most fun as a roommate, I disagree.
We be getting
you're
into
fine.
all sorts of shenanigans.
I think that statistically, Maggie is more likely within 12 months of a lease to at least one of those months say, hey, I'm going to be late on rent. But most fun as a
That's
roommate,
Crazy.
maybe not most likely, but more likely than Onnie. Most fun as a roommate, yeah. My hands are tied because I said that's
You know I
accurate when
work for the
Kyle said
government,
Maggie.
right?
It is.
I know that you work for the government. They could shut down, okay? It's happened. It's happened a non-zero amount of times in the last 6 years, okay?
That's totally fair.
You do make food. You make brilliant food.
I
Let's
make
see.
really dumb food.
I like dumb food.
It's so dumb. What is this? I love this.
This is good food.
This is so delicious.
I also make dumb food.
You guys like that?
Do you watch Destiny?
No.
Okay. That was technically not plagiarism because she doesn't watch Destiny, but
That was a reference to The Office, actually, when Dwight cuts off the mannequin's face and then
True!
as
Yes!
if it was
CPR.
Silence of the Lambs.
okay, what's happening? Maggie, it's your turn.
Okay. Wild West.
Wow,
This
wow,
means
West.
that players take turn giving a 30-second back rub to the card holder, and then I have to pick the best one,
Oh,
and then they get to choose who drinks.
That's
But
so
that's
complicated.
hard to
30
hard
seconds.
To do.
Ani, do you have a stopwatch on your phone?
But how would we do this?
Ani has a stopwatch on her phone.
But like with microphones. Or did that
Microphones?
person just not get to talk for 30
The person
seconds?
just doesn't get to talk for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
There's 3 other people to be talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time's on the clock.
Time's
Get
on the
ready,
clock.
Get start.
Get ready.
Tell me
Massage.
when.
Wait. We need to wait on
I'm
Onnie to have her stopwatch open. It's cheating. Okay, go.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right.
30 seconds.
Oh, mama.
So we need to make sure to say things that are upsetting to Maggie so she remembers the back massage as a negative experience so that our back massage is a
There's
positive
no
experience
way.
compared to Alina's back massage,
This
right?
reminds me of like when my mom.
need to talk about
asked for
incest.
back massages.
Oh my God.
That was worth it for the facial expression from Kyle
Have you ever
Cumberland,
gotten
folks.
paid for this?
No, I haven't ever been paid for it. I don't know if I'm that good at it, but.
Are you looking forward to the
I
rest
can
of this
use
turn,
some
Kyle? Because I know
Say
that I'm
so.
not. Time!
Stressful.
Time!
Okay. Great job. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You can go now if you want.
I could just leave.
Wait. No, wait. I also get a bonus
You've lived out your
turn.
usefulness.
So,
Wait, do you move forward for every time that happens, or are you just putting your...
you move forward
yeah, it's
once.
one. It's one, because... Wow,
while this is happening, drink if you love margaritas.
Why are you so far ahead?
Because I went down the little chute.
Okay.
We're kind of screwed.
Yeah, good luck catching up to me now. Unless you get a different
Well, you
chute.
did design the game.
Yeah? I'm not cheating. Kyle,
I call
give me a back
systemic
rub.
privilege. I call systemic privilege.
All right, Alena, your turn to go.
To go.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Are you gonna
I
get
thought
it
that
back
all
You do,
players...
but she's gonna
But
keep
we're gonna-
going while you
This is
go.
gonna get so complex.
No, I'm keeping
It's not
track.
complex.
Yes, it is.
Maggie and I are
Understand.
tracking the game.
You know, I had a game that just consisted of cards where we ask each other questions, and
Like my game?
I had a game.
I think it's a
great
beautiful game.
It's called Ask Hole. It wasn't that great.
Say blank.
I respect you as a human and a comedian,
I wish you would say that into a
It's a good game.
and a game maker.
microphone across the
So
game.
give me 3. Where am I? 1, 2,
Kyle, accept your fate.
3.
Kyle.
All right, sister.
Alright.
And then say without saying is yellow. Is this say without saying yellow?
Yes. Oh my.
Oh, okay.
God.
Oh my God.
Don't read that out loud.
I got that hotline bling. Who's got that hotline bling?
Drake.
Yes.
Wow, that was quick.
That's all it says. Just says Drake on the card.
Yeah, man.
Okay, Maggie, I take back what I said about respecting you as a game maker.
I respect it. Game make.
Drake is a personality.
Put it over here.
Kyle, go back to what you were doing before, man.
There we go.
What?
That was time?
Damn it.
Time, Taylor.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Not if I kill you first.
Whoa.
That's preferable. That's preferable.
49% chance you
as a game maker, a comedian, a human, and an assassin.
And I'm also gonna draw this card for you, and you have to do this while you're rubbing my shoulders.
Set. Go.
Okay, now get us to say that.
Wait, I have to get you to say this while I'm giving a massage to someone.
Yeah.
Any of you who are homeschooled, you may or not public schooled, you may or may not have been forced to stand in front of a U.S. flag with your hand on your heart
Pledge of
and
Allegiance?
say these things. What are the contents of that?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to
Bingo,
the.
that's the card.
Oh, that's
We
the
just
card.
got someone to say something without saying. Move my fucking tile forward while I give somebody a shoulder
Taylor, go.
massage. Or a back massage.
How many
Back massage or
spaces?
shoulder
Is
massage?
that all I am
I
to
think
you?
he's got
Okay, cool.
3
Good.
stations.
Somebody.
Card.
That was like
Fucking-
34
Oh.
seconds.
My friend, you landed.
Somewhere.
You landed on the pink square.
Freaking restroom. I'm never wearing.
My friend, you have to tell the truth. Oh.
Wait, no, you have a bonus round.
you have a restroom.
Wait, no,
Let's wait.
you have to. Wait, no, you gift this.
Can I use this?
Gift this.
Don't make a different face at me, please. I have to
this to someone else
give
before
this
you
to
go.
someone else. Okay, one must. Hang on. Hand this to Elina.
Okay. Okay. One must go. Cell phones or cars. Which one are you keeping? I'm keeping cell phones. I like to be in touch with other people. I feel like walking and buses and trains, and they can just fix the public infrastructure and make trains better. And it's good to keep in contact with everybody that you need to be in contact with. I pick.
Wow.
Yeah.
But if we had cell phones and like cars were gone, like people would literally, they probably would just not leave their houses ever.
Yeah, they might become like blue light addicted or like.
Yeah, it'd be the metaverse.
Stay in touch with each other.
At least.
At least.
It'd be Ready
At
Player
least
One.
we'll have each other. I'm gonna drink to that.
Virtually.
Virtually, yeah.
Drink to that.
It's Taylor's turn, isn't it? He can't
No,
go.
that was Taylor's
Oh, that was Taylor's turn. Can we
Taylor's
just?
turn was to
What's
gift. He
one?
had to gift to
Yeah.
someone.
That was
Mm.
his bonus.
I see. I see. Is, it's dare.
Dare.
Is this the dare pile? Oh God! Let someone tickle you, and try not to laugh.
Who's it gonna be?
Taylor's in the bathroom.
Yes, it is. You see my dilemma.
Yes, I do.
Wait, what's wrong with one of us tickling you?
No, it's fine. I just don't
Would you
know
rather
either
Taylor
well.
tickle you?
Honestly, no. You know what the real problem is?
Life tickles?
I'm very ticklish.
Believe that.
I,
Taylor, Kyle has to tickle you now.
Or take 2 shots?
You could take 2 shots. Do we still have that vodka around?
won't take the shots.
What's he taking shots of? We could pour Yingling into shots just for Kyle.
I'll just let Maggie tickle me. How long does it last? Can we do like 5 seconds? Because I will laugh quick.
What's the time duration?
Yeah, if he doesn't laugh within 5 seconds, it can be over.
Alright. Oh god.
I'll time
This
you.
is gonna be bad.
Ready,
And then-
set, go.
Okay, that's enough. That was like halfway of a laugh.
That was like yelling. But I get it. I'm sorry. It's okay.
Kyle.
This game is so much fun. I'm giving Taylor head.
God damn. Oh. Just think of Max Peterson and no.
Oh man, don't make me give it. Max is a cute boy and he's underage and I Snapchat.
He's adorable.
It's a joke.
With Snapchat Plus.
It doesn't tell you who has viewed your story multiple times. It tells you if someone has viewed your story multiple times. Snapchat Plus, bad product. All of this together.
All in this.
Together.
Zac Efron, come on the show.
Come on the pod, Zach. We need you. Ratings are dying.
Ratings are trending up. Okay, listen.
Oh, never mind. This podcast rules. JRE, watch out.
Oh, you have the curse.
Ha ha ha.
This is a paranoia card.
Yeah, can't be yourself.
Can't be yourself.
Taylor.
I have to say who might end up alone.
Yep.
Oh.
You're supposed to do that after you say the name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, it's too late because I've ruined it. So there's no way it's gonna be Kyle. There's too many systemic measures in place. Kyle's gonna be married at least once, and he's gonna end up married. It's gonna be fine. You're gonna have kids, dude. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah.
So between the two of you, since I can't say me, I think that I think Elina is less likely to settle on behalf of not wanting to feel lonely, and therefore more likely to end up alone.
Yeah.
You didn't have to say all that.
I didn't have to. But I'm bitter because you built a curse into the game that means that I have to answer. Because I wouldn't have answered this, but since I have to, I'll throw a little bit of shade at the
Just
person who's responsible for me to have to answer. While I answer honestly.
You're
It's good.
talking about my personality disorder.
Yes. When am I not, Maggie?
I'm happy to end up alone. This is the perfect situation for me.
That
I
is-
am insufferable.
I'm not sure how likely. I don't think that you'll end up alone. I think you'll be surrounded by fans and long-term, at least friendships. And I think that the likelihood that you're going to end up actually alone, while technically above the two other people at the table that I have to choose, is still very, very low.
I'll be romantically alone.
Who knows? Anyways,
Probably not like sexually alone though.
Sexually alone? No.
whose turn is it?
It's Alina's.
Elina.
Spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel of mythicality.
There we go.
Hey, truth.
Ooh, give it to me straight.
The truth.
I have to tell the truth.
We're gonna start
Yep,
freestyling.
you have to
Let's all
tell
hold
the
our
truth.
mics like this.
What's your
and freestyle.
dream birthday celebration? Everybody dressed up like jesters. The hats on. I want everybody to have like little jester sticks with little jester heads that look like their heads on the heads, and everybody wasted.
What's the venue?
The venue could be any number of like hollowed out beer barrels. Wherever works, wherever people can show up.
When is your birthday?
My birthday is November 9th, generally.
Oh, that's pretty exciting.
Generally, yeah.
Man, 11-9. That's
You
interesting.
had that locked
11:09.
and loaded.
Yeah.
Hang on. I missed.
That's the only flaw with this game. It's a little slippery there.
Yeah.
Oh,
wait a
that's
second.
that is very even.
I think it's Wild West.
It's close to Wild West. I think you're right.
way off.
Fans,
Sorry.
what do you think?
Fans kind of below.
Oh, I think that actually
from
is
that
closer
angle,
to
from
yellow.
that angle, it looks yellow. But from my angle,
This is like when you're looking at the speedometer when you're in the passenger seat of a car.
anyone watch the Huskers get drilled by Texas today?
Oh, don't remind me. I didn't watch it. Sorry. Nebraska
Okay.
football.
Sports.
Refresh me on the rules to
Tom
this card
Osborne.
before I read it out loud when I'm not supposed to.
Unless it says not to read it out loud, you read it out loud, and it's a competition between all of the other players.
This doesn't say not to read it out loud.
Hey, this is a different game.
It's not a different game. It's a different category of
category.
card.
Yeah, it's a different section of the game, dude.
Act your IQ,
And
Maggie.
you are the judge, and then the winner gets to choose who drinks unless the card says otherwise.
Okay, card holder, : pick an opponent, comma. First one to break eye contact must do a wall sit plus drink for 30 seconds. Pick an opponent. Okay, so I have to have an eye contact contest with an opponent. That's not going to be Kyle because Kyle's not actually going to drink if I beat him.
We've already been playing this game.
Let's. I'm gonna go into a contest with Maggie because I'm less sure of the outcome of an eye contact contest with Maggie.
Okay.
Do we have a good camera angle for this? Do we have a good? Is the audience gonna know?
They won't. If they're still watching at this point in
Okay,
the
so
pod,
it's first to break eye contact loses.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to be looking at the monitor. Someone else has to be running. Okay, we're in it now. And it's not a staring contest. It's
I'm
just an eye contact contest.
judging him.
This is going to be the rest of the episode, honestly, because we're both very stubborn.
Wait. So we can blink. We just like.
You said eye contact. And you're going to be asking what the wording of your card is so that I have to look down at the card to reread it. But you know the contents of the card because you wrote the card.
No.
And I know that you know the contents of your card because you wrote the card. And so I'm not going to look down at the card because I know that I'll lose because I'll stop having eye contact with you. You want to look at the card to prove me wrong?
I want
You know what's on the card.
to tickle you.
What, Maggie?
Your fly's undone.
No, it's not. It could be. Statistically, that's not an implausible thing. However, also, if you told me that, I could easily just be awkward and reach down to check instead of looking down to check. You're trying to kick me in the shins right now. You are kicking me in the shins right now. And it's not going to work. Should people start... hey,
When I wrote it, I meant it as a staring contest, not an eye contact contest.
well, do you want to each blink on the count of 3 and then do a staring contest? Did you?
Yeah.
Well, you
but
lost.
Let's
Go do
do
a-
a staring contest instead.
Do you want to do a count of 3, we both blink, and then we're doing a staring contest?
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Your blink was really long.
It was a long blink.
Called a strategy, Maggie. Gotta moisten those.
I'm really bad at chess, too.
Getting close.
You're
You're getting
bad at
close.
staring.
I'm really bad at staring,
Oh
man.
yeah, you are.
You're wavering, though. You just blinked.
Oh,
It's your
that was
faulty
heartbreaking.
air in your apartment. I'm crying.
I've got an air purifier running right there off camera that
what's
turned
in my
off.
eye?
Hey Kyle, can you tap the power button on that and then?
Luckily, I've got great quads and hamstrings.
You also have to drink. You have to go through an entire quirk. Do a quirk.
A
You
quirk.
get 30 seconds.
No, I'll do a yingling.
Wow.
I'll
No.
do a yingling.
Compare the alcohol content on both and take the lesser one. Who knows which one actually has more? Because that's lager. Lager is a dark beer that might actually have a higher alcohol content.
You want me to have less?
I don't want you to. Well, I think that you chose the light lager because you thought it would have a less alcohol content, and I want you to get the less alcohol content. And if you're wrong about your guess,
because I like the taste of it more.
well, then ignore everything that I just said, Maggie.
Already was doing that.
Keep playing.
Did you
Yeah,
waltz
watch
it
something now.
for 30 seconds?
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I won't.
Whose turn is it?
See, without saying, I think that I did that, so it's Kyle's turn.
All right. Boo, y'all. Whoa.
Okay, that is on the green side, Wild West.
All right. Players, describe the romantic date you would take the card holder. Are you okay? Oh my, are you okay?
She's doing great.
I'm just belching.
She's trying out for Rick Sanchez, is what she's
Has to be
doing.
30 seconds, right?
Your wall set is done.
Oh, well done.
Are you happy with your creation, Maggie? Answer into the mic.
I think other people would be better suited for this game. Specifically that card. Okay, sorry about that.
Well, you could have
Let's
just
all
kept your
say
eyes
where we
open.
would take Kyle on a romantic date.
That's what the card is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to pick it.
Ah, Bravos is closed now. That's sad.
Darn it, Bravos.
Do you remember Bravos? No? Yeah.
What do you like, Kyle? What makes you feel in love? Is it just walking around and thinking to oneself without a lot of interruption, or are you more interested in going to the movies? What is it that makes what kind of date do you want?
What was the last date that you went on?
I mean, it would be over 2 years ago. I don't even remember what we did.
Wait, wouldn't that kind of like ruin the game if he told us what he likes? Like we have to.
yeah.
Yeah,
read
we
him?
have to.
Gotta
We have
guess.
to. Yeah.
I would take Kyle to my favorite arcade, and we would try to beat the high scores on skee ball and the basketball game and the one where you try to hit all of the little pads that light up with ping pong balls before the timer runs out.
What is that arcade? Shout it out.
Round one
Round
in
one.
Lincoln, Nebraska.
Come on the pod.
I've looked for locations closer to here, can't find any. And then we would drive around and look at Christmas lights with my Christmas Drive playlist on, and then we could also play one of his playlists. So we can compare music. Yeah. And then lastly, I don't know why I thought there needed to be a third thing. My brain thinks in...
Because comedy comes in threes, folks.
Comedy podcast.
I would also, we would watch YouTube videos of comedians on my couch because it's super comfy, and I would give him some brownies that I probably made the day before. That's what I would do.
Nice. Are we going clockwise,
You go,
counterclockwise? Okay.
That was all hella sweet. I don't think.
If
you can
I
do-
were trying to date Kyle Cumberland, I think that I would invite him onto my podcast. No. Let's see. Depends on if there's anything good in theaters. Because if there's a good movie in the theaters, holy shit, a good movie date is a really great date. A bad movie date is the death of a relationship.
Does the bad movie date mean that the movie is bad, or that they like you can't talk about the movie well together?
I feel like those two things are pretty related.
I disagree. Totally.
That's valid, but I think you're wrong.
Okay. Sorry.
Let's see. I'm not trying to win any contests.
Clearly. Your date sucks, dude. I'm not wooed at all.
Just dinner movie conversation, dude. Listen. I'm not.
Yeah.
Then he gets on his phone.
Yep. I'll be on my phone during the date. Let me tell you.
Yeah. I'm with Taylor on that. I would just take you to a movie. I would just take you to Liberty Hall. We would watch a movie, and then we would have a conversation and have a dinner. It would be.
You do movie then dinner? I'm doing dinner then movie.
Oh, I do movie then dinner.
Okay.
The movie, over dinner, what are we going to have a conversation about? We can have a conversation about a whole bunch of different things, but it's better to have dinner after the movie because then we can have a conversation about the movie that we just saw at Liberty Hall as opposed to
Solid points.
having
Liberty
like
Hall.
a quiet dinner. Liberty Hall is a beautiful place.
Where is it? Is that in Lawrence? or
It's
is
in
that-
Lawrence,
okay.
Kansas. It's an independent film theater. It's a wonderful place. You can get red wine with popcorn, and or just water with popcorn, and it is a magical place. There's beautiful murals all over the walls. It's a great place, Liberty Hall. Yeah, but I'm not trying to win any contests. I'd be doing just like Taylor. Dinner movie conversation.
That's
a
pretty
classic.
good. I'd like to go see Liberty Hall, but the winner is Maggie. Sorry,
Obviously.
guys. Yeah.
Is it perfectly tailored to everything you'd ever dream?
I don't know, but it sounded pretty dope.
All right.
What are you doing tomorrow night?
He's got a podcast.
Now I get to choose who drinks, and I choose you.
Yes. Thank you.
Do you need a drink?
Yes, I do.
Quirk or lager?
A Quirk works.
Ooh, that was good.
Brought to you by Quirk.
Quirk works.
A Quirk works.
A Quirk works.
It's good.
It is pretty good. It's actually pretty good. Quirk works.
Really good.
All right, my turn.
Told you she was brilliant, man.
I tell you what, Taylor, I never doubted you for a second.
Dictator for a day, Maggie.
That means that
Dictator
there's a
for
rule.
day.
Drink
Dictator for
if you don't care that Travis and Taylor are dating.
Give me a Quirk.
Where's my drink?
I'm chugging a whole Quirk for this. Give me a Quirk.
Blackberry or strawberry lemon?
Dude, that blackberry is so good.
That black bear. Let me tell you something. If berries ain't black. I don't want it.
You hear that, folks? You heard it here first.
Okay. Yeah, caramba.
Your turn.
My turn? My turn? My turn.
Wow, you're doing it. He's
Okay.
going all the way. I can see his Adam's apple moving. It's proof that Taylor Schwilling is a male.
I'm going to, where am I?
Biologically,
Where am I
that is.
That's a good say.
1, 2.
One Quirk down.
Oh, truth.
Truth. Speak your truth.
Speak it out loud. What's something you wish more people talked about?
Star Wars.
I wish more people. I don't know. I wish more people. I feel like everybody's always talking all the time about something or other. I wish more people talked about nothing. Just like wish more people just had sort of aimless conversations that went toward not the progeneration of very much and that weren't about such like heavy, controversial, important topics all the time. That's what I wish more people talked about. Nothing. Yeah, I'm boring that way. That's fine.
No, that's brilliant.
Wow. So well said. Alena, you now get to choose a dare that someone else must perform.
Oh, okay. So once I get this, I have to hand this to someone they perform it?
Yes.
Okay. They have to do this on the phone?
They have to do this on the phone.
On the phone?
On the podcast.
On the podcast, on the phone. Okay. I'll make Taylor do this. You have to call somebody that you have a crush on the podcast.
Call your crush.
Call your crush, bro.
My ringer's on.
It'd be really funny if I was like expecting it and then.
Oh boy. Let's see here.
Let me go through my contacts.
Hey Onnie, can I ask you like a favor? Can you get me a glass of water?
Needs a clear throat.
I like
for
chugged a
this.
Quirk after having like
How was that?
5 cans of something or other.
You're not belching like I was after drinking.
Here's the thing. Okay, there are 2 things that are impossible for me to do in public. One is throw up. The other is belch. I don't know how to belch on command.
Man, notice he didn't say have sex with a dolphin. Isn't that interesting?
And I don't know how to belch on command, and I very rarely have experienced the phenomena of a belch. I don't know how to make it
God,
happen.
you should try it sometime.
But I'll
Try to
hiccup a
belch.
lot when I drink.
Podcast producer. Give it up for her, folks.
Ani is incredible. Ani.
She is.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta call a crush. Lucky for me, I'm a horrible person who has so many crushes that I need. I've got
Why does
choice
having
paralysis right
multiple-
now.
Why does having multiple crushes make you a horrible
Yeah, I
person?
think that makes you a better person. It means you're more open to like.
You're honest.
Diversified.
Things are not mutually exclusive. He is
I'm
a
betting this
horrible
person isn't gonna answer the phone.
Okay,
It's true.
yeah.
He sucks. I hate
Luckily,
him.
luckily.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know if the audio for this is correctly assigned.
Did she
I
block you?
can't believe you have to call. You don't have to tell her you like her. You just have to call.
Yeah, I just gotta call.
This is very tantalizing.
It's fine.
Get this in the mic. Dude.
It's ringing.
This is content, people.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Kill myself.
Could anything else happen?
Kyle, can you grab these headphones?
She's about to answer.
No, they're not. They're not gonna answer.
Yeah, she clearly doesn't like you. If this
Oh, clearly, dude.
pick up, then you have to call someone else.
If this doesn't pick up, I have to call until I get someone who answers.
Part of the fine print when you look in the
People
box.
all night long.
Did not answer.
Ay, ay,
Okay,
ay.
let's go. Okay.
That's no good, dude.
Was it Kendall Jenner? She
No.
didn't pick up this time.
No, that's my 4th choice. Okay.
Let's move up the list. Third.
It's gonna be 2nd. What?
Kendall's on your list.
No, that was a joke. Clearly, I don't know who Kendall Jenner is.
You don't know who Ken, is she one of the?
She's on.
I know she's one of the Jenners. I know she's one of the Jenners, but I can't like match a face to the name.
Supermodel, my
I really
man.
want to vape,
Yeah.
but I
Go ahead.
feel
La,
like
la, la,
that
la,
is-
la,
Vape's fine. As long as it's,
Well, nobody vapes but me yet.
there have been other guests of. There have been other guests of the podcast who have vaped.
Whoa, I
Well, that
hiccup.
paraphernalia, but
Can I smoke in here?
I'm like a
not
19,
here.
not
That's
smoke,
what I'm saying.
not
I
smoke,
don't
but
wanna
you can
smoke
vape.
in here.
I'm like a 1920s alcoholic. They're always like a.
Why? Yeah.
hiccuping.
But then why are they hiccuping in the 1920s?
Because they don't want to belch because it's rude. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Because I can't belch, and so I'll hiccup after I've been drinking. And I'm pretty sure that that's what you're choosing between. You're either going to be hiccuping for like
I've never met an
ever,
alcoholic who
or you'll
hiccups.
belch once.
That's why it
Now
was
you
always,
have.
Yeah,
Yes, you
now
have.
you hiccup. I've never met an alcoholic who hiccups. It was always like I never made any sense. To
You
me.
thought it was only in
1920s
Chaplin
movies.
films.
Yeah, that the alcoholics were all hiccuping. I could not figure out why the hell they would have X's over
Oh
their
God,
S's.
who am I calling? Holy shit! Oh wait, I can cheat this system. I can cheat the system
Why does he have to call like tons of people?
because it's the rules of the game, bro.
He has to call his crush. And since he revealed that he has tons of crushes,
Yeah. That was on you, buddy.
It's not gonna happen.
why are they answering?
They're all asleep. They all go to bed at like 7:30.
Or are they all strippers? Taylor? What's the truth?
30%.
They're either working or sleeping. Wait, what happened?
Please leave your message for 911.
She's
No,
with her
let's not dox anybody.
boyfriend.
Let's not dox anybody.
All right, we can.
I think we can
Let's move on.
Let's
You
move
gave
on.
it the old college try.
I give it the old college dropout try, Maggie.
That's a good one,
was sad.
Taylor.
Thank you.
But not good enough for me to laugh out loud.
Shut the fuck up. Whose turn is it? Who just went? Who rolled truth?
you. That was Elina. Actually, it's your turn.
Yeah, I just went. Or you went. I went for truth, and yeah.
Wild West.
Wow, West.
Again.
What in the wild?
Were you trying to read that? It was like tilted towards you.
No.
Just call your crush.
Okay. Players. If the card holder were a beverage, which one would they be?
Oh.
I have to choose which of you is most accurate.
Oh, about which one?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a thought.
What is your thought?
I think that he would be a rum and coke. I think that he just has.
What's your rationale? That's on the top, not the bottom.
I just think that it's
You just put that on the top of the deck. Read it. See if I'm wrong. Oh wait, hang on.
Wait, did I
Can
say
we
the
make
wrong thing?
podcast history? Can we make podcast history? I'm being called back by the person that called.
Oh!
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. I've been told by a piece of paper that I have to call you for reasons that I'm not going to let you know because you may or may not be on YouTube right now. You're not on YouTube right now. You're on YouTube in the future. How are you doing?
What?
That's. The question was, how are you doing? The caveat to the question was, you may or may not be on YouTube in 24 to 48 hours. How are you doing? I'm recording a podcast right now. And I've been
I am
instructed-
working.
You're working?
Yeah, I am. And I was
Nice.
kind of really concerned because you were calling on Messenger and I declined it. And then you called me. I was like, if you got my number. If it's that important, call me from my number. You called me from my number. But then also right before you called me, my crazy ass ex called me.
Yeah.
And I was worried that because he's been contacting my brother. So I was waiting for his ass to contact you.
Oh, how is Trey?
Trey's Trey.
That's fair. That's fair. That's valid. That's true. That's always true. How's
So
work?
what was the question?
There's not a specific question. The main question is, how are you doing? How's work been? This is a
work was very busy, and
Yeah.
I'm not. I walked up to the host stand to see my host talking shit with my manager, and then my manager just confirmed that I need to get quicker. But bitch, I just started.
Yeah, I know you did just start like a week ago, right?
Yeah, and I'm literally gonna have a whole mental breakdown.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
People were rude as fuck tonight, dude.
People are rude
People
as
were talking
fuck
to me like
all
I'm
over the
stupid, and they
place,
weren't
let me
fucking
tell you.
helping.
Yeah.
And even my manager said they were being a dick, but like, dude,
People are a dick.
I'm about to quit though.
Are you? Actually?
No.
Like, actually?
No, I
Okay.
can't, because I can't.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But luckily, I don't have to be back here till Friday.
That is lucky. That is lucky. Hey, you got this though.
Thanks.
Hey, I'm gonna have to wrap this conversation up. But I hope that pans out. No. Yeah. I hope that pans out. I hope you're doing great. I hope that the rest of your evening, day, whatever the fuck this is, because I'm unaware of what time it is, goes well. I'm sorry for bothering you at work, and we should talk soon.
Okay.
Okay. Have a good one.
I'm so concerned now. Okay.
Don't be concerned. There's no reason to be concerned. I was told by a piece of paper that I had to call somebody, and there were modifiers attached to that, but they're not important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for letting me rant for a little bit.
Absolutely. If you ever need a rant, blah, 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 have a good time, man.
Cool.
Hell yeah. Bye.
Okay. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
W-Riz, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something. The
She's
first
into
30
you.
seconds of that podcast,
Wow.
of that phone call, I was like, like I was like, ah. But then you saved it, son. And
Thank
she
you.
started ranting, and that was
Listen.
good.
You were like,
But
yeah?
the first 30 seconds, I was in hell.
Conversations are not dictated by what you say, but how much you listen, Kyle. Okay? Listen.
Fuck you. Sorry.
Am I wrong?
I mean,
Am I wrong?
Sorry.
Am I wrong, though?
You just sounded like,
Platitudinal?
I hate you for using that.
see, you
Am I wrong, though?
Am I
did it again,
wrong?
Taylor.
Am I sounding too
I
platitudinal?
think she's into you.
Who isn't? No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna kill myself, Kyle. When I'm 84, because I'll be like, I've lived long enough.
That was good. Wait, what was the other thing that
she
happened
wants
during
you
that
to.
conversation?
Wait, what's 50 years from now?
50
I'm
from
26. I'm 26.
It
76.
will be 2073.
76.
Trombones in the marching
Whatever.
band.
Doesn't matter.
76.
Doesn't
we
matter.
have 50
Nothing
years.
matters.
We're in a 50-year contract with one another. As soon as we started making music together, now
It's
it's
true,
50
it's true, it's
years.
true, it's true, it's
Nobody
true.
can harm
You're right.
themselves or get harmed in
Okay.
the process of the next
Who,
5 decades.
who, you handed me this, so it's her turn?
Is it my turn?
No, you
What's happening?
had-
Or is it his turn?
was-
No, it wasn't. Yeah,
It was-
Wild West. Wild West was card holder pick
I
an
got
It was
mine.
opponent.
Alina's turn.
Oh, is it my
Alina's
turn?
It was
Okay.
Alina's turn. It's your turn.
Oh yeah,
now.
you handed me
That
the
was
thing.
a
It's my turn
bonus
now.
one.
But didn't
Where
we
does
just
this go?
You
Where does this
already
go?
went. You
He
already
just
went.
got Wild West.
You already went.
Okay, so it's Kyle's turn.
Yes, Kyle's turn.
I'm gonna be
Good.
real, guys. I'm gonna have to go. I
Shit.
can do my last turn.
Do your
What
last
plans
turn.
do you have that are better than these?
He's got to call his crush.
That's true. I do. No, I don't have any plans.
Max.
It's Max.
Guys, Max is a girlfriend, and I respect that. Okay.
Okay.
And you're gonna be the first shoulder to cry on when
Just like Taylor. Taking notes from the boss.
it's about how much you listen, Kyle. Remember that.
So, with that said, I'll spin it if you want me to, but this is gonna have to be it.
Go ahead and spin.
All right,
Okay.
let's do it.
Dictator for a
Oh,
day.
what a way to go out, folks. Come on. Is this not entertaining? Podcast.
You like this?
Podcast. I'm going
You'd
to show
like
the
this.
viewers. Now I'm going to read.
like
Players with student
Debt.
Student debt. I read that as an L and an
I didn't
L.
even read it. I just knew.
Players with
You
student
wrote
debt
it.
must drink. Drink, folks.
Yeah.
If you have student debt, if you
I
don't.
need another quirk.
I need a quirk.
I chugged the last one. Fuck. Should I chug this one?
Thank you.
What's going on? I'm not gonna. There's a molecular impossibility that I'll throw up, Kyle. Don't worry about it.
It's weird.
It's called social anxiety, and it has its benefits.
All of my drinks are empty. Oh, I don't have
Time
student
to
debt.
cheer them.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Wow.
How many? That moves you 2 tiles forward.
Well, looks like I win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ani can resume playing for me.
We've
if you
got
guys want.
another 30. Wait, hang on. Yeah, no, we're over time for the podcast. Do you want to wrap up? How many seconds do you have, Kyle?
I can be here for like 2 more minutes.
Okay.
Whoa.
So,
What do
that's
do we
true.
do
You're
now?
the uninitiated. You've never been on here before, have you?
Yeah.
I've never
Okay.
been to the end of one of these
I've
either.
never finished a whole.
So when we wrap
episode.
up the show, I play ukulele for about 30 seconds to 2.5 minutes, while the rest of you sum up your experiences, say anything you'd like to say to the audience, plug any Instagrams that you want people to subscribe to, any socials, any TikToks, blah, 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 blah. You just say anything you want to say, sum up your experiences over the next 30 seconds to 2.5 minutes while I play ukulele. Go.
I had a good time. My highlight was talking. I enjoyed the first game, and the second game, the low light was probably getting tickled. But altogether, Ani made great food. This podcast rules. Please subscribe. If not, that's okay. He called his crush, folks. He called his crush. That was
a crush.
And she
Shut
called
up.
Him.
okay.
She called him.
Play the ukulele. I'm speaking right now. He called a crush, and I think that's worthy of subscribe.
I could not have had a better time on this podcast. Wow. I've never been on another person's podcast before. So much more fun with multiple people. Holy cow. I got to meet Elina for the first time.
Nice to meet you, Maggie.
That was lovely.
Yeah.
Onnie's food was incredible. I feel so welcome here. I got to see a lot of things that I'd never seen before. And please don't follow me on social media.
Yeah, I had a great time. I had a wonderful time. It's nice to see everybody. Nice to meet Maggie, talk to Kyle, talk to Taylor.
The ukulele is absolutely enchanting. And also, please don't follow me on social media. Just watch me here. This is the best version of me.
This is enough. Subscribe.
This is enough. Yeah, subscribe to this.
Oh, hang on, real quick. Maggie, you said that you won, right? Open the Dunder Mifflin envelope.
What's the IOU?
Let's go.
I owe you one. Name this podcast. Whoa!
Name it, sister. This is it.
And
This will
is-
apply retroactively. I will go back if you. Yeah. What is this podcast going to be named?
All the marbles.
All the marbles.
Marbles.
All the Marbles podcast, where podcasts can be found.
What do you think?
I'm bound by.
Say you love it, okay?
Do you like it or no? If you don't like it, I'll choose something else.
I'm bound by. No, it's
This
too
can
late.
be a
No,
workshop.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. No, it's not a workshop because you won, which means that what you say goes. In the spirit of no wrong answers, there's no wrong answer that you could have given to that since you won the game. Doesn't matter that you designed the game, but
You know what? It's impossible to be upset with you while you're playing a soothing tune on the ukulele.
There's no podcast.
I dig your groovy tunes, man. So then do we all just like take off our headphones one at a time and just leave the table while you still
Yep.
play?
I mean, you can.
If I told you I loved you, would you believe it?
I would believe that you're being honest.
And that's good enough.
Spay and neuter your friends, people. Have a good time. A special thanks to Maggie Harris, Alena Ivanov, Kyle Cumberland, all local comedians. Casey Comedies Podcast This is the last time that this will ever be the name of the podcast because we're going to retroactively apply All the Marbles Podcast to the titles of every video. This is now the All the Marbles Podcast by Pretty Good Enough Studios. It's been a lovely time with all of you. You're all welcome back anytime, schedules permitting. I'm going to be talking to you about a specific episode that we've got a table built for. If you're available, blah, 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 blah. Everybody, goodbye, folks. Bye.
Thank you. That was hella fun.
It's over.
On.
Are you really gonna name it All the Marbles?
Yup.
Do you hate that? You seem
Nope.
like